Hello everyone and welcome to this video tutorial on how to create an e-commerce website. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you step by step how you can create your own e-commerce website. So irrespective of the kind of e-commerce website you want to create, maybe for selling fashion items, maybe you want to be selling gadgets, or you want to sell electronics or household items, this comprehensive tutorial is going to take you through all of the process from creating your website, from setting up your payment, setting up your shipping, and ensuring that you deliver the products to the client. So all of this is what I'm going to be taking you through in the course of this video. So like you can see here, this is one of the reference websites that we are going to be using. So I'm going to be showing you how you can have something like this. Now the aim of this tutorial is not just to show you how to create this exact same website, but to give you all the information and the tips that you need to create even something better than this. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be putting you through in the course of this video. So if that interests you, do make sure you watch the video to the end. And if you are new to the channel or you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead right now and click on the subscribe button. Also, in the course of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing benefits and other information in the process of this video. So also make sure you watch the video to the end and also check the description for some helpful resources. Okay, so now what I want to do now is to show you some of the features of this particular website that you can see here. So like you can see on this website now, we have this other menu, we also have this second header, and then we have this menu items. I'm going to be showing you how you can have this menu and maybe have something different. Okay, maybe you want to create an over effect, you want to change the font. So you can see on this side here, we have our category on the side. If you want a different layout where you're going to have a full hero section with image, you can also achieve that. Okay, so you can see how you can create all of these sections with all these buttons. Okay, so once you click on this button, it will take you to either a particular category or a particular page on your shop. And then you can see on the home page, we have this effect. Okay, we have this product displayed here. You can decide to create yours and say, okay, maybe I want to have like 8 products showing instead of 4, or I want to have 3. Right, so everything here is self-customizable. And if you want to if you hover over this now, you can see this is add to cart, this is a compare, this is to expand, and this is to add to your wish list. Okay, so you can see this is the effect that this is giving us. If you want a different effect, you can also choose from the list of available effects that is available to you. So you can also have this section, which is the featured section, and then this is showing categories. So once they click on any of this, now it takes them to a particular category for bags. This takes them to belts and the likes. Okay, so all of these are what we are going to be looking together in the course of this video. This is part of the footer section. Okay, so for this footer section, it has about 5 sections. We have this logo, a short text, okay, and then maybe a means to contact you. And then we have this for information where you can have the about us, privacy policy, return policy. Okay, so it's not compulsory you have entirely what I'm having here, but like I said, the aim is for you to be able to create something even better than this. Okay, so let's explore other pages. So this is the shop page. So this is what our shop page currently looks like. All right, and this is where you can also filter some of the items that you want to check on your page. Okay, so this shop, basically the shop page shows the entire products that you have on your website. Okay, so if you want to have a separate banner for this, you can also achieve that. So this is what our about us page looks like. If you want something different, you can also achieve it. Basically, this site was created using Elementor Page Builder. Okay, and Elementor Page Builder is much more easier, no code required. So I also created a frequently asked question. I'm going to be showing you how to create this. So you can use this feature, which is called accordion, to create an FAQ section where you're going to be having some list of possible questions that customers might want to ask, and then you're going to create answers for them. Then also we have this blog, and you can see this layout in grid style. So if you want a different layout, so you can also achieve that with this side. You can see this sidebar here. Then let's look at our contact us page. So we have a contact us page that looks like this, and then we also have so if you want to check out some of the category, maybe you want to look at what each category looks like. So for example, this is the accessories part. So you can see this is, so it will show only products that is under that category. So if you don't know what category is when it comes to e-commerce, I'm still going to explain all of this to you. And if you want a separate banner for each of this category, maybe when you click on baby, you want the image here to be something that portrays baby. If you want bags, maybe something that portrays bags. All of these are possible within this. Okay, so now let me come back to the home. Now if you also look at this part now, this menu, you can see if I over it, it's showing prosper fashion, then show up in style, like you can see. So you can also have it as the name of your e-commerce platform and maybe just a short description of what the store is all about, or maybe you can just put in an SEO keyword. Okay, I can say, okay, maybe Prosper Fashion, best online fashion store in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so you can also do that, and then you can also add this logo. Maybe that will be your logo, which is called site icon or favicon. Okay, so all of this is what I'm going to be putting you through in the course of this video. Now, there's one thing I also want to do is, now this is the front end. I'm still going to be showing you what the back end looks like. So now let me show you what it looks like to place an order. So maybe I want to purchase this item now. So I can go ahead and add it to cart. You can see it has already been added to cart. If I click on view cart, okay, so you can see it. I can go ahead and uh, proceed to checkout. So let me do that. Proceed to checkout. Okay, so I already have an account. I've created an account with this. If you are visiting for the first time, you don't have an account, you see this option here, which means account. Okay, all right. So I've created an account. That's why all this information, the billing details, are already there. You can see you can also set up payment method. There are different payment methods that you can use depending on the country that you are. There will definitely be a payment method that will work for you. So I'll be walking you through the process of setting up payment so that you can start receiving payments on your website. Okay, so can say there's a terms and condition. They have to accept that. You can also make sure you create your terms and condition and your privacy policy. I'm still going to be walking you through all of those process. All right, so you can see the item I want to purchase is called $89, and then it comes at a shipping rate of $3. So that was what I actually set while creating the website, $3. So the total is 92. So but since it's just for test purpose, okay, so let me use a coupon. I'll also show you how to create a coupon. Okay, so this is the coupon that I'll use. Once I apply this coupon, you can see. All right. So before I click on place order, so let me show you the back end of the website. So this is the back end. Like you can see, the website is currently live. Okay. So what I want to show you is that before I place that order, so if I should show you this WooCommerce status, you can see I currently have 2 orders. So once I proceed with this order, this place will change to 3. Okay, so just to show, I just want to show you this so that you can see that everything you are doing is live. So if I should come back and I click on place order, so you can see, thank you, your order has been received. Okay, and to show out, this is how it will just appear, your information, and then everything about what you bought, your billing address, and then your shopping address. Now, once this order has been made, you are going to receive an email as the customer, and then the store owner, okay, will also receive an email. So let me show you what that looks like. So if I should come over here now, if I should refresh this page, these 2 orders should change to 3 orders. Okay, so let's see. It's currently loading. So you can see 3 orders. Okay, so that's to tell you that it's a system that actually works. So let me show you what the email actually looks like. All right, so you can see it's Prosper Fashion. Okay, so let me open up the email. So the email was sent to inbox. I'm also going to show you that now this is another important part that you need to take note of. So like you can see here, the email was sent to my inbox. So even though it was showing report as spam, but you don't need to worry. Just click on show image. But the email is going to land in your inbox. Now, if you create yours, you might be having issue with your email not entering your inbox, maybe going to spam or not even entering at all. So in the course of this video, I'm also going to explain how to fix that. Okay. So you can see you are also going to receive an email. The buyer is also going to receive an email about the order. Okay, so all of these I'm going to be showing you how to set up. All of this text has been created for you. If you want to change any of them, I'm going to be walking you through how to do all of this. Okay, so guys, I hope you're excited about this. If you do, please let me know what you think in the comment section. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Okay, so all of these are what we are going to be looking at in the course of this video. So I don't want to waste too much time in the introduction of this video, but I've given you an overview of what to expect in this video, how to create your own e-commerce website, irrespective of the kind of website, irrespective of what you want to sell. Now, this particular website talks about fashion, but if you're looking for to sell gadgets, electronics, household items, it's the same process. Okay, the only difference is the products. Okay, all right. So with that, now let's head over to creating our own e-commerce website. Okay, so now to get started with creating your e-commerce website, there are 2 basic things you are going to need. Number 1, you are going to need your hosting and you are going to need a domain name. Okay, so what does these two things mean? Hosting basically means a portion of the internet where all the informations on your website are going to be stored. For example, if you upload an image on your website, all these images, they are stored somewhere. That makes it easy for people to access it. Okay, that's the hosting. Why the domain name is what people will type. For example, like this particular one is created on this domain, gadgetgpt.com. The likes of facebook.com, twitter.com, instagram.com, google.com, all these are what we call domain name. Okay, so for you to get this, now there's one platform that comes highly recommendable. So to get it, just head over to this website, akprosperblog.com/hosting, and then you'll be taken to this page. You can see here Hostinja. This is currently one of the best hosting platforms that you can find on the internet right now. They offer the best and quality hosting service. So if you're here, you see it, and you're getting 75% of hosting plus AI website builder. Okay, so once you are here, if you click on start now, here you'll be taken to the different pricing and the plan. All right, so we have the basic plan, the growth plus AI, and then the scale plus AI. Now, since we are working on e-commerce platform, I'll recommend you go with the growth plus AI. Now, if you check the difference between the three plans, you'll see it right here. Now, if you look at this basic plan, remember we are creating e-commerce website. You can see for e-commerce, and then this is checked for e-commerce. Okay, so that means this has more features that we need to actually get us started. All right, and then maybe later on you can decide to go up with this scale plus AI. So since you're just starting out, this is okay. Now you can see you're also going to be getting a free domain for the first year. And remember, like I said earlier, you're going to be needing two things: your domain name and your hosting. So they are providing us with hosting, and then we are also going to be getting a free domain for the first year. And then you can also use this same plan to create up to 50 websites. So maybe once you are done with your first website and you want to create another website, you don't need to come back and purchase another hosting. With the same hosting plan, you can create up to 50 websites. Okay, so you can see these are some other features that comes with it. Basic e-commerce, business email, 5 minutes backups per year, daily backup. You get up to 50 gig of storage, and then you get priority support, team collaboration, and the likes. Okay, compared to the basic plan. So what you do once you are here, just go ahead and click on choose plan. So once this page open up, the next thing you're supposed to do is to choose the period. How long do you want to purchase this hosting? Now, if you click here, you're going to have the option of choosing 1 month, 12 months, 24 months, and 48 months plan. Now, remember, you're getting a free domain. So for you to get a free domain, you have to pick anything from the 12 months plan. Okay, that's what is going to give you the free domain. Like you see it here, domain name, you won't be charged for it. You'll be getting a free domain. However, if you are thinking on long term, okay, I'll recommend you go with either the 24 or 48 months plan. That's if you are thinking of, the website on a long-term basis. And also choosing the 24 or 48 months plan will also increase the discounts you're going to be getting. Okay, for example, now for 12 months, your total is $59.88. But if you go with 24 months, that's 107.76. And then if you choose to go with the 48 months plan, that's $181.92. Okay, and you're also going to be getting plus 3 months free hosting. Okay, so the higher plan you choose, the more discount you're going to be getting. For example, on the 48-month plan now, you are saving as high as $489. Okay, so just make sure you choose anything from 24 to 48. That's what I'm actually recommending. Okay, so depending on your budget anyway, but those are the two. So once you have chosen any of the plan that you want to go with, okay, then you can come over here and then you click on continue. So on this page now, you're going to be prompted to create an account. So here you put in your email address and your password. So you need to take note of the email address and the password you want to use to create your account with them. Okay, so once you do that, you put in your email address and your password, and then you click on register. Once you've completed the registration process and then you've verified your email, the next page you're going to be coming is where you're going to put in your billing address. So that's your name, your last name, your country, your phone number. You just fill in all of these details. Once you are done with them, you click on the continue, and then you'll be able to make your payment. So there are different payment options that will be available to you depending on your country. Okay, so you can pay with your card. There's option of PayPal, there's option of Google Pay, OPay. I think this is available because of the country, my country. So we also have Alipay and then CoinGate. So whatever country actually watching from, you definitely see a payment system that will definitely work for you. So choose whichever one that works best for you, and then you'll be able to check out. Okay, so you can see once you put in your, either you want to pay with card, and then you submit your payment, then you'll be able to purchase your hosting plan. Once you have completed the payment process of paying for your domain, okay, so once you've completed the billing process, the next thing you're going to be getting access to your hosting dashboard, which is what you are seeing here. So once you're on this page, you see this, all of these options here, your home, website, domain, horizon, emails, and the likes. So where we are coming is you click on website. So once you are here, you see this option to add website. So go ahead and click on add website. Now all these options will pop up. We have WordPress, hosting your website builder. So what we want to go with is WordPress. Now you see some of this survey or questionnaire, so you can decide to skip them or answer them. So let's say I'm creating for myself or my business, go to next. So now the next phase now is for you to create an account. Now this information is what you are going to be using to log in into your WordPress website itself. Okay, so here you put in your email. You can see it here, WordPress email, admin email, and then your administrator password. Now one thing I would advise is make sure that whatever password you're using here, you take note of the password. Okay, so by default they'll generate a password for you. Okay, but you can go ahead and create your own password. All right, then make sure your password fulfill all of this information. One number, one symbol, one uppercase letter, one Latin letter, and then between 8 to 50 character. Okay, so one only Latin character. Okay, and then one symbol. So the symbol can be anything, full stop, and all of this symbol sign. So once you fill in all of this information, you click on next. Now you'll be asked to create with a website with AI, pre-built website and theme. So just click on create a blank site. All right. So now the next thing is this. Now they're asking that what domain or subdomain would you like to use? Now there are three options here. You can see number one, it said claim your free domain, buy a new domain, or confirm a domain you already own. Now let me explain the three to you. Now if you've purchased your hosting, so that means you can go ahead and claim your free domain. So what you do is you put in the domain that you want to use. Okay, let's say for example this is the domain you want to use. Maybe you want to use this domain now, so you go ahead and put in the domain. If the domain is available, you see the option here with claim, so you click on claim. All right, so that's the first option. Now the second one says buy a new domain. Now this buy a new domain is when you want to create maybe your second website. Okay, maybe you've already claimed your free domain and then you want to create another website, you can go ahead and purchase another domain from them also. They also offer that service. All right, now the third one is confirm a domain you already own. Now maybe you already have a domain already, which is what I want to do. For example, I already have this domain gpt.com, and that's what I want to use. So I'll just go ahead and put in the domain, so you can see, do you own this domain? Use it. So I'll click on it. So you can see the domain is registered at another provider. You need to verify you own it when you connect it to your site. So that's lets you know if you have a domain on another platform, maybe you have a domain from GoDaddy, from Bluehost, or from other platform, you can also use it. All right, so and that's what I'm doing. So you can see it here. I've put in this domain. I actually have this domain on another platform, Dynadot. Okay, so what I'll just do is then you go ahead and click on install WordPress. So with that, now our WordPress installation is in progress. You can see it here, 6%, 7%, 8%. So I'll just pause the video and let it to go to 100, but it takes less than 2-3 minutes. Okay, so guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button. So now the installation process is completed and you are going to be redirected to your WordPress dashboard, and this is what it currently looks like. Okay, now if you select the option of using a domain from a separate register, now once you have been redirected to your WordPress dashboard, you might be getting some red notification here that your domain has not been verified and what have you. So once you click on it, what you are going to do is you are going to update your name server at your registrar. So that means where you got your domain from or where you bought your domain from. Now let me give you an example of that. So for example, now I said that my domain is from Dynadot. Okay, so what you are going to do is you come over to where you have that domain. So you can see that this is domain here. You look for where they have this DNS setting or name server. So once you click on it, so like for example for this now, once you click on it, you see name server, then you put in this ns1.dns-packing.com and ns2.dns-packing.com. Okay, so that's the name server for Hostinger. So then you save it. Okay, so after some minutes, maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, then it will propagate. That's number one. Then number two, once you have been redirected to your dashboard and you can't find your domain name here, maybe you are seeing something like preview dot some, you just see some random words here that is not your domain. You just don't worry. Sometimes once you are installing your WordPress, it can take time for the domain to propagate. But what Hostinger does is that they'll give you access to continue working on your website, okay, instead of waiting. So that's why you'll be seeing that here. So after some hours, you'll be seeing your domain here. So I need to make mention of that. Then once your domain is connected, you're going to see this. You can see connected the domain. You can see this is checked already. Okay, so now let me show you some of the few things that you might need to do once you are on this page. So first thing, you come over to plugins. I'm still going to explain what all these things means. So just go ahead and deactivate Hostinger AI, Hostinger Easy Uploading, Hostinger 2. So once you click on those three, you come to bulk action, click on deactivate and apply. So once that's done, you go ahead and click on it again. Then this time around, you go to click on delete and then apply. All right. So basically, we are deleting the plugins that we are not going to be using. Okay. So now I can come back to my dashboard. So this is what the WordPress dashboard actually looks like. Now it comes with some pre-populated information that you might not need. So it's for you to have a cleaner dashboard. So you come over to this screen option. So you click on screen option, and you can uncheck everything. Okay, so you can see we have a cleaner dashboard that way. Now let me show you what some of these things mean. So this is the dashboard, like we can see here. Now this is post. This is where you're going to click if you want to create a blog post. Okay, you want to add blog. So once you hover it, if there are some other menus, it will appear here. So we have all posts, add post, category, and tags. Now this is media. This is where you are going to find all your media files, your images, your video, your downloadable files. Okay, so this is where you are going to find them. If you want to add new, so you can see add media files. Then for pages, so this is where you're going to be having all your pages, your own page, your about us, your contact us page. So this is where you're going to find them. And if you want to create new page, you can see add page. Comment. So once you start receiving comments on your website, so this is where you're going to see it. You're going to see a red circle here with the number of comments that you have. Now this appearance, we currently have theme and editor here. Once we start to install our theme and our plugins, okay, you're going to see that even all this menu here, all these options here, you're going to be having a little more of them. Okay, then we have plugin, we have users. So this is where you're going to add user. If you want to add people to your website, maybe you want to have another admin, you want to grant people access to the back end of your website. So this is where you can do that. You can add users, you can also see all the users, and then you can also edit your profile. Okay, so if you want to change how your name appear, like you can see here, you can do that from this user section. Then you click on profile, and then you'll be able to do that. Okay, we have these tools, and these are the options there. You're going to import and export and all of these settings. So we are still going to touch this, the general, the writing, the reading, and the likes. And then this is a default plugin, and I also recommend this. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'll come over to settings, and then let's see some of the options that we can do. So I'll open all of them, and then permalinks. Okay, I'll show you some settings that you might need to do here. So on general, so this is where you put your site title. So maybe I want to change this to Prosper Fashion. Okay, so you can see that as I'm changing it now, you can see the name is also changing here. Okay, then maybe the tagline, I want to use show up in style. Show up in style. Okay, so you can see in few words, explain what this site is about. Okay, so now this is where you're going to upload your site icon. Now there's another place you can put it within the website, so I'm still going to leave this. Okay, all right. So for membership, remember we are creating an e-commerce website. That means people should be able to create an account. So we are going to select anyone can register. So new user default role is left to subscriber. Let's still leave it like this for now. Don't put it as administrator, because once you put as administrator, once anyone create an account and you put them on as administrator, they have the same right and permission as you. Okay, so let's still leave it like this as subscriber. We are still going to update that much later. So now this is site language. You want to change the site language. This is where you can change your site language. Okay, if you are not using English, or maybe you want to change it to other languages, you can do that from here. Then you can set in your time zone, and then your date format. Okay, so you choose one that best suits you. and then your time format. Okay, this is time zone, date format, and time format. So your week starts when, so you can put in the one that best applies to you. All right, so you go ahead and click on save. So those are the settings that we can do on the general page for now. So then for writing, okay, so for writing also, there's nothing much to do here, so I can go ahead and close these. Also for reading, blog page show at most. Okay, so this is by default 10 posts. This, so there's nothing much to do here. So search engine visibility, so just leave this unchecked. If you check this, you are telling the search engine not to index your site. Okay, so you can see discourage search engine from indexing your site. Okay, so once you check this, that means your site will not be visible on search engine, and we don't want that, so we don't have anything to do here. Okay, so for discussion, so let's see, under discussion, you can still leave all of this like this. Attempt to notify any blog link to your post. Okay, so email me whenever anyone make a post. So let's still leave this the way it is. Okay, all right, so let me also check this. User must be registered and logged in to comment here. Okay, so once that is done, let me just save. So I can close this. Now for permalink, okay, by default, WordPress has updated it. So make sure it is on post name. Okay, it makes your links more presentable. Okay, when it is on post name. All right. So those are some of the settings. Now let me show you what our website currently looks like. So if I click here and I click on open a new tab, so you see that this is what our website currently looks like. Okay, and we are going to change everything around in a few minutes. All right, so now back to our dashboard. Now the next thing we want to do is to install a theme. So basically, a theme is what controls your website's design and the appearance, okay, in simple terms. Now, let me give you a practical example. If you don't know what themes is, just the same way we have themes on our phone, if you install a theme on your phone, you see the way it changes the feel and the look of your phone. So the same thing we have here in WordPress, okay? So to do that, you come over to appearance and then you click on themes, okay? Now, by default, you're going to find all of these themes, okay, from WordPress. Okay, you're going to find all of these themes, but this is not the theme you're going to be using. The theme you are going to be using is actually a premium theme. So to get the theme you're going to be using, so just come over to a new tab and go to akprosperblog.com/cloter, and then you're going to be taken to this page. So you can see here, so this is a premium theme and it's currently on sale for $35. So what you do once you're on this page, just go ahead and click on add to cart. So you can see it here, it has been added to your cart, and then you can go to checkout. All right. So if you don't have an account with them, you can go ahead and create an account. So you can create an account with Google, with email, whichever option that works well for you. So once you create an account, and then you put in your billing details, you select your payment method, then you'll be able to purchase this theme. So I have an account with them, so I can just go ahead and sign in. You make payment, you put in your card details, and then you pay securely. So once you have done making the payment and then you are logged in, so at the top right, you're going to see where your username is going to appear. You see this option download, so you click on download. All right, so you are going to see the theme here, so you can see it to be part of your download. Now what you want to download is, once you look at this download, what you want to download is the installable WordPress files only. So you download this installable WordPress file, then you also download this license certificate and purchase code. Okay, so make sure you download these two files. You can download either these two files are the same thing, this license certificate and purchase code. We have it in PDF and in text version. So whichever one you want to download, so those are the two files that you need to download. Number one, the installable WordPress files, and then the license certificates. Okay, so once you do that, you come over to your WordPress site, you come over to add theme, then you click on upload theme. Okay, so here you select choose file. So now you select the file the theme that you already purchased and downloaded. Okay, so I have it downloaded already. So I click on it and I click on open. So I click on install now. So now the theme has been installed. You can see theme installed successfully. Now the next thing is to activate the theme. Okay, so now like I said earlier, you see all this menu here, we are going to be having more options once we start to install our theme and our plugins. Okay, I've not made mention of plugins. I'm still going to talk about plugins shortly. So I'll go ahead and click on activate. All right, so you can see you're welcome to Cloutier. So I click on start. Okay, install child theme. Yes, I want to install the child theme. So I click on install. So now it's asking me to enter my license key to enable remote updates and theme support. Now, remember the files we downloaded earlier. So this is this license certificate and purchase code. So let me show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. You can say item purchase code. So this is the code you are going to copy. So I'll just go ahead and copy this. Then come over here and paste it. Okay, and then I click on activate. So you can see theme registered successfully. So now it's recommended. Say let's install some essential WordPress plugin to get your site ready. So you can see these are the plugins that they are recommended. So I go ahead and install it. So while that is installing, basically what plugins means are these are some apps, let me call them apps, that add more functionalities to your WordPress website. Okay, a practical example is using your phone as an example. We have some apps on your phone that allows you to do certain things on your phone. We have the camera app that allows you to take pictures. We have the call app that allows you to make calls, you know. So those are the things that these apps also do. I mean, this plugin also do to your website. For example, this contact form 7, it allows you to be able to set up a contact form that people can fill and send you a message or an email. Okay. So now the next thing is asking us to import content. So let's go ahead and import some of the content. Now we've completed the importation of everything. You can see your theme has been all set up. Enjoy your new theme. All right, so let me go ahead and click on view your website. So let's see what our website is currently looking like. So right here is our website. So you can see it's all the header and the other header. Then we have these sections, okay, which is the menu section. And then we have this over here. So here we have this category. Now, if you check this menu now, if you look at the home, we have home 1, home 2, home 3. Now, let me open them in a new tab so that you can see what we have there. So basically, we have this theme has up to 6 homepage designs. So that's what that place is. But we are going to fix it and choose whatever design. Then we have this shop. So if you decide to do just like this, with this drop down menu, we have these categories. Okay, so it's not compulsory to leave it like this. You can also change the category to yours, okay, to something that you feel like is more okay for you. So we have these categories. So if you scroll down, we have all of these sections here. All right, so I'll be walking you through the process of how to change all this text. You know, if I told you want to change the text, you want to change the links and the likes. Okay, all right, so if you scroll down, let's look at the footer. And this is the footer section. All right, so with this now, it makes it much more easier for you to create yours. So this is the home page 1. So if this is the second home page design, so this is what it looks like. That's the second home page design. That's on page 2. And then this is on page 3, 4. This is for home page 4. Okay, so there are different designs that you can choose from, different layouts. And this is for 5. And then this is what 6 looks like. All right. So now the next thing I want to show you is, now let's go back to the back end. So to go back to your dashboard, so just come over here and over this where you have this name, you can see dashboard. So let me open this in a new tab. Okay, so remember I said that once we install the themes, you are going to be having more options here. You can see now. So now we are having a lot of other menu options at the right side. Now you can see we have WooCommerce, we have product, payment, analytics, marketing, Elementor, templates, and then MC4WP. We have Evanto Market. Okay, so these are the new menus that has been added after installing the themes. Okay, so I've mentioned earlier what plugins are. So let me open that. Remember, we've installed themes and I've talked about what themes are. So for the plugins, like I said earlier, they are more like apps. Comparing with your, when I'm to relate it with your mobile phone, they are more like apps that you can use to add more functionality to your phone. Okay, so also is your website. For example, this contact form 7 that we have here is mostly used in your contact page, so that it allows you to create a contact form that people can put in their name, maybe their name, their email, their message, and send to you. Okay, so this Elementor is actually a page builder that allows us to achieve all these layouts. Okay, all these layouts we have seen here was done using Elementor page builder. And then we have this WooCommerce. This is one of the plugins that makes your site a marketplace. Okay, so that you can add products, you can receive payment and all the things. So this is the plugin that is making that possible. Okay, and this is for MailChimp. So you see, if you look at your website, like the website now, we have a section that talks about this email get our email for info on new deals, sales, and more. So the plugin that is responsible for this is this MailChimp. Okay, so we are still going to install other plugins, but I want to make sure that we install it at the point where we are going to need them, so that you really understand the importance of some of those plugins. All right, so let me close this. All right, so now that we've installed more plugins, you can see we have more things on our dashboard. So let me just come over here, and then I don't want this element overview of WooCommerce setup. Okay, so let's still leave it like this. All right, so now the next thing we want to do is to come to our WooCommerce. So if you look at WooCommerce here, and then you come over to settings. Okay, so you click on settings. So there are some settings that I want us to do. Let me close this. All right, so you can see we are going to go through all of this. Now, the first one is the store address. So this is where you are going to input the address for your store. All right, so let's say my store is somewhere in, okay, let me just use that Lane Avenue. And then that should be Keja for country. So let me just put in Nigeria. So let's say that should be Lagos. All right, so then you can put in probably your zip code. Let me just, okay, so make sure you put in your address here. And then for selling location, this is where you're going to select where you want to sell to. So there are three options here: sell to all countries except, or you want to sell to specific countries. Okay, so maybe you want to sell to specific countries. Okay, so you can just put it here. Okay, now it will ask you to input the country that you want to sell to. Okay, so maybe I want to sell to Nigeria, and then I want to sell to United States. Okay, so you can see this is how, if you select this option, and if you select sell to all countries, there's no need to select. And if you want to sell to all countries except, so in that case you are going to put the countries that you don't want to sell to. That means you can't ship to those locations. Okay, all right, so shipping location, so you can see ship to all country you sell to. Okay, so that means if someone is purchasing from outside that country, they can't really ship there. All right, okay, so default customer location, so you can just leave it as shop country or region. Okay, so enable tax. Now this is if you want to be charging tax on purchases on your website. So you check this and this box. All right, you enable this box, and once you enable that box, then a tax menu will appear here. So let me just go ahead and check this. Okay, then we have enable coupon. Okay, yes, enable the use of coupon. And then if you want to also do this, calculate coupon discounts sequentially. So you can read what is here. It says apply multiple coupons, apply the first coupon to the full price, and then second coupon to discounted price, and so on. So this, well, I won't be checking this. What it means is that if there is a coupon now, maybe a 10% off, and the person applied that coupon, maybe on a product of $1,000 and a $10 coupon, 10% coupon, for example, that means it will reduce the price from, did I say $1,100 before? From $1,000 to $900. So if the person have another 5% coupon, the person can keep applying those coupons for the same item. So, but we don't want that, so I won't be checking this. Now, this is where you're going to select the currency for your store. Okay, so I want to use it as maybe US dollar. And if you can see there are a lot of currencies here. You can see almost all the currency, you'll find them here. Okay, so let me just leave it as US dollar. Then you set your currency position. Is it left? Okay, your thousand separator, do you use comma or space? You put it here. Your decimal separator, number of decimal. Okay, if it is 2, by default is always 2. So once that is done, you go ahead and save changes. Okay, so now you can see that now the tax part is up already. Next, we go to set products. So this is where you're going to select your shop page. So remember, the website has been created with a demo. We have a demo site already with other pages. So this is where you select your shop page. It's already set to shop. And the meaning of that shop page is, if you come here now, you see visit store and visit site. Okay. And the meaning of that shop page, let me show you, is a page that has all the products that you are selling. Okay. So just a single page that has all the products you are selling. So that's the shop page. Okay. So that has been set. So add to cart behavior, enable Ajax and add to cart button on archive, redirect to cart page after successful addition. So I don't want this. The reason is that so that once they they're on a shop page or on a particular page that has products, once they add a particular product, they can go ahead and keep adding other products so that it will not just redirect them. Okay, so I won't be checking this. So then place order, this is set to 8. So if there's anything that you don't understand, once you look at this circle with question mark in it, you'll be able to understand what it means. Okay, this is the attachment ID or image URL used for placeholder image in the product catalog. Products with no image will use this. Okay, so now for measurement, this is where you're going to select your units. Okay, so let's say I want to be using grams, and then the units for dimensional units, and maybe I want to use centimeter. Okay, so it depends on you. So the reason I'm using gram is, for example, for this particular website now, e-commerce website, it's fashion items, so they are not of too much weight. That's why I'm not even using grams or the other ones. And again, it has to be something that you're familiar with anyway. So for review, enable product review, yes. Show verified owner label on customer reviews, yes. Okay. Review can only be left by verified owners. So you can also check that if you want. So product rating, enable star rating on review. Star rating should be required, not optional. So if you want to check this too, you can leave it checked. All right. So with all these changes that we've done here, you can go ahead and save. All right. So that's it on products. So let's come over to tax. So like I said earlier, so the tax is, should I say it's optional? So depending on how tax works in your country where you are managing your e-commerce website from, or the country where you are selling to. So price entered with tax. No, I will enter price exclusive of tax. So what this means is that the price of the product does not include the tax. Okay, so if you click on yes, that means I will enter price inclusive of tax. That means the price, let's say if you put in a product for $10, so that means the $10 is tax inclusive. But if you select no, that means that's just the price of the item itself, of the product. Okay, so calculate tax based on customer shipping address. Okay, so if it's that works for you, your customer billing address, or maybe on the shop based address. All right, so that's what I was saying earlier, that you see the issue of tax, make sure you find out how tax works in your country as far as e-commerce is concerned. Okay, so but mine is just to walk you through all the options that are available here. Okay, so it's not that the options I'm choosing here is what will apply to you. All right, so you need to be sure of how tax works in your country where you are operating from and the country where you want to sell to. All right, so shipping tax class. So you can shipping tax class based on cart item, maybe standard, reduce, or zero rate. So for this now, I want to add additional shipping tax. So let me call this VAT. I think that's what we call it here. We call it as value added tax. So some places they refer to it as GST. Okay, all right. So display price in the shop excluding tax. Okay, display prices during cart and checkouts. Okay, excluding tax. So prefix, display tax itemize. All right, so now with this now, okay, let me just save this first. So once I've saved this, remember I just added this VAT. All right, so now I come over to VAT rates. So I click on VAT rates. So this is where I'm going to put how much tax I want to charge. All right, so on this page now, it's asking the country code, the short code, and then the postal code. So let's see. So insert new row. So country code, let me just, like I said, that's NG for Nigeria. State code, Lagos. So the rate, now this is asking that how many percent you want to charge for tax. You can say enter a tax rate percentage to 4 decimal place. So let's say I want to charge 5% VAT. So then you can give it a name. Okay, and then this is asking for priority. Choose a priority for the tax. Only one matching rate per priority will be used. Okay, all right. So this is how you go ahead to set up your tax, okay, depending on the name that you give it and how tax works where you are. All right, so if you want to insert another role, you can also do that. So let me go ahead and save this. So once you want to check out, you are going to see how all of this works. All right, so this is for VAT. If you want to work on the reduced rate, if this works for you, you can also do that. All right, so that's how you set up tax. So now let's go to the next one, which is shipping. So guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up. Okay, all right, so for this now, we are going to create shipping. So you can see there's nothing available for shipping here as at now. All right, so let me create a shipping zone. You can see a shipping zone is a geographical region where a certain set of shipping method and rates apply. All right, so you can see an example is given here. We have the US zone, or for all states, maybe flat rate, European zone. So let's create a shipping zone. So let's say add shipping zone. So for this now, let's create a, since remember when we set up the store, I said I'm selling to US and to Nigeria. So let me create something for Nigeria. Okay. So if for example, for this now, maybe you want to limit it, you can see zone region. List the region you like to include in your shipping zone. Customer will be matched against this region. All right. So you can put it, limit it to some particular specific area. All right. So let me just leave it as Nigeria like this. Then I click on add shipping method. So for this now, maybe I want to charge a flat rate. So there are different shipping method now. After adding the zone name, we have the flat rate. We have free shipping, rather, flat rates and local pickup. So free shipping means once they are purchasing, they won't be charged for shipping. So maybe I want to offer free shipping to people that are shopping in Nigeria, or maybe where their billing location, their shipping location is set to Nigeria. Or maybe I want to offer free shipping, then I'll select this. If I want to charge a flat rate, I can select this. If it is local pickup, that means the customers, you can see customers, allow customers to pick up order themselves. By default, when using local pickup, store-based taxes will apply regardless of customer address. Okay, so let me just charge a flat rate. So I select flat rates and then I click on continue. So now it's asking me that, do I want to tax? Yes. So if you want to put, then how much do you want to charge for the flat rate? So let's say I want to charge $3 for shipping. Okay, now if you look at it now, there's something here. It said enter a cost or sum. That's the cost of shipping does not include tax now. Then use QTY in square brackets for numbers of items for the total cost of items and fee. For now, what this is trying to say is this three, if I should leave it like this, that means if someone should buy something from the store, maybe the person buy up to like 10 items, and I set it like this to be $3, that means the shipping cost for all the whole item will just be $3. Okay, but if I should, maybe I want to charge $3 for each item that you purchase. If you come across some e-commerce website, that is how they do. They'll charge you for each individual item you purchase. So I'm going to have something like this. So I put in this asterisk, and then so in this square brackets, and then I put in QTY. Okay. So now you see there is an option here to add shipping class cost. Now what this means is, for example, now this is a flat rate, and when it happens when you are setting a flat rate. Now you're setting a flat rate at $3 for all the item. Maybe each item the shipping cost is $3. But what if the person is ordering an item that the shipping cost should be higher than $3? Okay, maybe because of the item is heavier than the regular items on the store. So that's where this shipping class comes handy. So I'll come ahead and click on add shipping class cost. So that will open up in a new tab. Okay, so now you can see add shipping class. So let me click on add shipping class. Now you can see it's like it's showing you a default. Maybe you want to call this heavy. So let me call this bulk. So the slug, you can just leave it like that. It will create a unique slug for you, and then okay, let me just call this also bulk. And then okay, the description is compulsory. For let me say for heavy and bulk items and bulky package. Let me put it last way. All right, so I hope you get that. So let me just call this bulky package. So I click on create. All right, so let me save this. So I come back and edit. All right, so you can see it now. So that means for items that fall under this category, maybe I want to charge $10 for the shipping. So let me put in that and then go ahead and save it. So now I've created a flat rate. Now I can decide to offer free shipping also. So let me say add shipping method. Now if I want to do free shipping, as you can see I've selected free shipping. I'll click on continue. Now you can see free shipping requires that, okay. Maybe there's no requirement. That means anything you buy, you get free shipping. Maybe valid for shipping coupon. Maybe you want to have a coupon for shipping alone, or maybe based on the order amount. Okay, so maybe I want to say minimum order amount. So maybe if someone should purchase an item of minimum order of, let's say, $300, for example, can say apply minimum order rule before coupon discounts. Okay, so you can also check this depending on how you want to set your up. So, but this now, maybe if the person buys a minimum of $300, they'll be getting a free shipping. Okay, so that's the meaning of this. So you can see we already have to set up already. So that is how you can go ahead and set up your shipping. So before we go back, now this region side, I didn't add the region, I just added the name. So for this now, this is now the exact region where you want to this particular shipping zone or shipping class applies to. Okay, so let me put in now for this now, I said I want to apply this to Nigeria now, so you can see it here. So that means it applies to Nigeria. That's the location. So then you can also be more specific. Maybe if you are shipping to a particular place in Nigeria, you can, okay, maybe I want to apply this to maybe to some few states in Nigeria. Then you can also do that. So what it means is that you can also have a separate shipping zone for other regions too, maybe based on their distance, and they might be within the same country. Okay, so again, let me also use this to explain if let me also first of all save this. So I've saved it now. So let me come back. Let me click on this back button. So you can see it here. This is Nigeria, and then the region is to the entire Nigeria. So let's say I want to also do the same thing if I want to also ship to US. Remember, that's what the address we have here, that we are shipping to only Nigeria and US. You go through the same process, you click on add zone. So let me, for this now, I want to use for United States. So I just put USA. So for this now, so for United States, I can select that, okay, maybe the entire United States that I want to be shipping to, or maybe you want to be specific to some certain states. Maybe let me just pick it random, maybe to California, to Connecticut, to Florida. Okay, so you can see that is how it works. And if you want to select the entire United States, fine. Okay, and maybe you want to ship to these 3 states alone. So once you can see add shipping method. So here you can go ahead, same process. If you want to do free shipping, if you want to charge a particular flat rate for those 3 states, then you can just go through the process. It's the same process. Okay, so that is it. So maybe you want to also create another flat rate for other regions. Okay, apart from these 3 states, you just go through the same process and select the region that this particular shipping will apply to. Okay, so I hope that makes sense like that. So guys, if you are finding value, please give the video a thumbs up. Okay, so that is it on how to set up your payment. So I mean your shipping rather. So the next thing you are going to is payment. So you come over here and click on payment. So for payments now, there are different ways you can receive payment. You can take offline payment, and then you can use some payment provider to accept payment. If you want to also use the likes of Stripe, PayPal, and the Square payment, so what you need to do is to install some plugins that allows you to accept payments from those service providers. So what you do is first you come over to plugin. There's a plugin that you need to install. So you come to plugin, you click on add plugins. Let me open this in a new tab. So you search for Stripe. Okay, so you can see this particular plugin is what you're going to install, not this one. Okay, so this one you can see it, payments plugin for Stripe WooCommerce by Payment Plugins. Okay, so you can see it's 5-star review and over 100,000 active installations. So go ahead and install this. So this is what I was saying about plugins. They help you to add some functionalities to your website. Okay, so then you activate. All right, so now that that is done, so you can see if you want to also accept for PayPal, so you can go ahead and install a plugin to accept PayPal. All right, so now once I'm here, let me come back and refresh this. All right, so you can see it now. So we can use our card powered by Stripe, credit card Stripe by payments method. So you want to use Apple Pay, so it gives you a whole lot of other options to make payments. So whichever one you want to enable, okay, you can do that. If you want to do Cash App by payments plug, if you want to do this, you can just enable it. All right, so what we want to enable right now is the card payments. Okay, people can use their card. If you want to do Apple Pay, if you want to do Google Pay, if you want to do payment request, okay, you can do that. But let's do this. So now this is already active, but we need to set it up properly. So what I'll do is I'll click on manage. Okay, now before I click on manage, remember before we install the Stripe plugin, we have the option of Paystack. And the reason why Paystack is being recommended is because remember our business location is set to Nigeria. Okay, so by default, Paystack is one of the common payments gateway for businesses in Nigeria. All right, so that's why. So assuming we have it to be maybe our business location to be United States, or let me just even select United Kingdom and I click on apply. So you can see that they'll provide me with some other related payment gateway that is available to people from those locations. Okay, all right. So let me go back and put it back to Nigeria because that was what I set as the store location. All right, so apply. Okay. All right, so this is what I want to set up. I click on manage. All right. So still within this, now this is where you're going to set it up. Enable card payment, enable. Where we are actually going is this API settings. Okay. So if you want to make it go live, you take it away from test mode and bring it to live. So if you look at it here, the mode determines if you are processing test transaction or live transaction on the site. Okay, so if you want to accept live transaction, like maybe people can go ahead and make payments and then you're going to receive it in your account, you set it to live, then this is where you're going to connect your Stripe account. Okay, so once you are here, you click on connect to Stripe. Okay, let me save this first. Let me save these changes. So you click on connect to Stripe. All right, so from here now, you'll be taken to this page where you can see get started with Stripe, enter your email address. Okay, so have a Stripe account, you can use the same email. All right, so once you put in your email here, either you have an account or not, you'll be taken to Stripe dashboard, and then you go ahead and link your Stripe account with your WooCommerce website. Okay, the step is pretty much straightforward. Okay, so once you click on link it, you'll be able to link it, and then you'll be able to go ahead and start accepting payment. So there are other settings here, advanced settings. So under advanced settings now, these are the options there. So you can go through them and see which how you want to customize yours. But if you don't understand anything, you can just put this arrow there to see what it means. Like for example, refund on cancel. If you want to your customers to get refund automatically when they cancel an order, so you can just check this out. But I might not really advise this. So you need to really know why they are canceling order if at all there's an order that was being cancelled. Okay, so all these options are available to you. You can just go through them, but the basic one is how to add it, and then we've gone through all of that. Okay, so now let's move over to account and privacy. Okay, so checkout, enable guest checkout. Okay, so that means people can check out as a guest if you want that. So if you want to also enable login during the checkout, I want to enable this. Account creation, so allow customers to create an account here during checkout and then on the account page. So leave this like this. Account creation option, so send password setup link, use email address as recommended, as account login. Okay, so you can see here now, if this is on check, and if on check, customer will need to set a username during account creation. So if you want them to set a username, maybe apart from their email, then you make sure you uncheck this, but you also need to check this. Okay, so that means if this is checked now, that means their email will just be their username. Okay, so let me just leave it like this. So account eraser request, so you can leave this like this. So let's come to the privacy policy. So these are some of the information that people will see when they want to check out from your website. Okay, so your personal data will be used to support your experience throughout this website. So manage your access to your accounts and for other purpose described in our privacy policy. So this will be like a link that will take them to your privacy policy page, and this is another link. So I'll try and show you where you see this text in during the checkout process, and if at all you need to change it, this is where you are going to change it. Okay, so these are some personal data retention. Retain inactive accounts for how long? Okay, for how many months? So that means if someone create an account on your website and the account has not been active, okay, do you want them to retain the account, or you want the account to be automatically deleted after a particular number of months, weeks, or years? Okay, so return pending order. So if you look at it here, it says pending orders are unpaid and many have been abandoned by the customer. They will be trashed after a specified duration. Okay, so maybe after some days, if they add an item to cart and they didn't check out, maybe after a particular weekday or month, and you want it to be automatically deleted, if you want any of those, you can select them here. But if you don't want, just leave it like that. Okay, and then you save any changes that you have already made. So this is for emails. All right, so these are some of the default emails that yourself and your customers are going to get, when they make a new order, you are going to get an email. Once there's a failed order, also the customer will get an email. You're also going to get an email. So if you want to customize the email, so you come over to manage, and this is what the email look like. So if there's anything you want to change there, you can also just change it. You can see maybe like the text, congratulations on sales and everything. Okay, all of them are enabled. Now, once you create your store and then you do a test and you notice that you are not receiving email or your customer are not receiving email, I'm still going to explain how to fix that. Okay, all right, so that is it on emails. By default, everything here should be fine. Okay, so then let's move over to integration. We don't really have much to do here. Site visibility. So this is manage how your site appears to visitors. So coming soon, that means your site is hidden from visitor behind the coming soon landing page. But if you want to go live, where people can access your website, you leave it as live. So it's currently set to live. Okay, so that means if you are creating yours and you are seeing, instead of saying live, you are saying coming soon. So this is where you are going to change it to live. Okay, and once it is on coming soon, you'll be able to see it from the front end because you are logged in as an admin. Okay, but other people will not be able to do that. And if you want to text that, you can try to log in maybe in incognito window or from a separate browser that you are not logged in. All right. So that is it on site visibility. We have point of sale. So this is where you put in your store name. You can put in your physical address, your phone number, your email, and then your refund policy. So you can fill in all of this information. Then let's look at advanced. All right. So this is where you select your cart page. So the page has been created for us. Now what you're going to enter is the page ID. All right. So let me show you how to get that. So let me come over to pages. So you can see pages here. Let me open it in a new tab. If I hover my mouse on the edit, so if you look here, just somewhere here, you see that gazettegpt.com/wp admin/post.php post is equals to 2703. Now that 2703 is the page ID. Now, for example, for the About Us page now, the page ID is 1996. For the Contact Us page now, is 2181. So I hope you can see that. All right. So now for the cart page, which is 2703. So you can see it's 2703. So that's that's the number you're going to input here, and it automatically locates that page. So that's how you set your terms and condition page, your account page, and then your checkout page. Okay, so the checkout page is the page that will customers will be directed to when they want to check out. The account page that's also where they can create an account, they can check in their order, their wish list, and the likes. Okay, so these are some other defaults by default. Okay, so I didn't make any changes here, so there's no need for me to save. So now with this, now we've gone through all the settings that is available under WooCommerce. Okay, so those are the things that you also need to do after doing that. All right, so now I can go ahead and close this tab. Okay, so we still have our site. Now the next thing I want to show you is the product. All right, so let me go back to that dashboard. So let me close this. All right, so now let's come over to products. Now you can see if you over products, you're going to see all products, add new product, brands, category, tags, attributes, reviews. All right, so let me open all products. So by default, because we know we have a demo that was imported for us to make it process much easier. So these are the products we currently have on our store. So if you are creating yours, you can go ahead and delete all of this. So just you click here, you click on bulk action, you click on move to trash, and then you apply. Okay, so that's if you want to delete all this so that you can create your own product. All right. So that is it. Now, but if you create your product, you're going to be having this is how it's going to look like. You see the name of the products, you're going to see the pictures, the images for this, the SKU, if you had SKU to show you if you still have it in stock, how many, the price, the category that each product belongs to, the tags, and then if you set up brands, you can also do that. So let me show you how to create a product. But before creating a product, there are a few things you might also need to create, which is number one, the attributes. Okay, the attribute, the tags, the category. Then you can also, you want to create brands, you can also do that. So let me start with categories. So let me open it in a new tab. So that once you are creating your products, you just need to pick. You don't need to start creating them. Okay, and if you are good enough, you can just go ahead and be adding them as you are creating your products. So let me open the category and show you what it looks like. So let me open tags, and I think there is no attribute here, but let's see. So basically what this means, this category is just like the name, just to categorize your item based on how best they fit. For example, now this is a fashion store. You can see these are different categories. We have baby bags, belts, kids, men, and then cargo trouser. So what you just need to do is maybe you want to create a category for baggaging. So I'll just type baggaging. Okay. So this slug means if you look here now, if I want to view it, you'll see it. Just look at it here. You are going to see gazette.com/products-category/baby. So that word baby is the slug. So whatever you want to put it as slug, but if you leave it by default, it will just pick the name as and add it as a slug. Okay. So you want to add a thumbnail image. So that's when you're going to have all this image attached to the category. This is where you're going to upload the image. Okay. And then you click on add category. So it's as simple as that to create a category. Okay. So next is the tags. So these are some of the tags. Let me show you what the tags looks like on the front end. So let's say I want to open this product now. Okay, this is expired. That means it is out of stock. So let me open this in a new tab. Let me show you what those tags is. So these tags is just showing related items. Okay, and then the attributes. Now attributes are used for products with variations. Okay, for example, now we have a particular, maybe we have a particular shirt and then you have them in different color. So you can see it here, maybe apple red, blue, orange, like they like. And then for size, we have them in different sizes. So that's what attributes is actually meant for. Okay, so if you look at this, for example, now this is a title. This is the size. You can see like the size and the color. These are the attributes. Okay, and then the category that it belongs to, you can see it here, and then the tags. Okay, so if I click on tag now, so it will show me all the products that is having this tag basic. Okay, apparently that is only this product. So if I also click on category, it will show me all the products that belongs to this category dresses. And you can have one product under multiple categories. Okay, for example, now like this product, we have it under dresses, we have it under women, we have it under top and bodysuits. Okay, so if you look at it also, it fits all these categories. All right, so that's how the category works. So now let me come back. So if you want to create your own attribute, you put it in a name, maybe color, based on color, based on size. For a fashion, what else can we use again? So maybe you want to put in based on the material. Okay, so select type. So maybe you want to use image button, you know, to differentiate them. So let me just use button, and then I click on add attributes. So you can see it based on material. Then I come over here to configure it. So for material now, maybe I want to have maybe the material was made with silk. I click on add material, and then maybe we have one that was made with cotton. I click on add material, and then so let me just leave it at those two. So you can see now that is how you create your attributes. Okay, creating it here makes it easier when you're creating your products. So, and I'll show you what that means in a bit. All right, so let me go back and click on attributes. So you can see it here. This was the one that was there by default, color and size. So this is the one I've just created. So you can see cotton and silk. So this is how you create attributes. So if you are creating yours and you can see that this does not apply to the kind of item or product you want to sell, you can just go ahead and delete them. So you can see delete and create yours. So I've shown you how to create your own attributes. Okay, so now with that being said, if you look at tags and then we looked at category. So now let me show you how to create products. So to add your new products, you see this option, add new products. So you click on it. So here is what the interface looks like to add a product. So you can see this is where you're going to put in your product name. All right, so now let me use this as reference to create a product. All right, so if I want to put in a product name, so let me just put it as, let me just copy this. So I'll come in here and put it, this is where I'm going to put in my product name. So what you put here, this is it here. This is the product name. Now here we have product description, where you're going to put in your product description. Now the product description that is here is what we call the long description, not this. This is a short one. This information here. Okay, so let me copy this and paste it here. All right, so this is it here. So what you are seeing here, this is where you are going to put it. Okay, under product description. So now if you scroll down, we are still going to come here. Now you can see product short description. Now the product short description is this. So you can see that's why it is short. So just a short description about the product. You come over here and paste it. All right. So that is how to do that. Now, once you have put in all of this information, the next thing you have to do is you have what we call simple products. That's by default. Now, you don't need anything with this virtual or downloadable because we are selling physical products. Now, under this general, you are going to see price. This is where you are going to enter the price of this products that you want to sell. So maybe for this product now, I want to sell it for $15. Okay, so you can see the currency sign is already there. That's because we set our store currency to be USD. That's dollar. Now, the meaning of this sale price is if you want to offer a discount or promo. So maybe it's the regular price is $15 and I want to sell it for, I put it the sale price at 10. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so this is it now. That means for this particular product now, the regular price is $29.90, while the sale price is $24.90. All right, so there's a particular percentage discount there. So that's the meaning. But if you just take this out like this, that means the price is just $15. Okay, I hope that is clear. So let's say it's 10. Now you can also schedule it that, okay, this sales price will be from this date to this date. Okay, so you can also customize it like that. All right, so those are the options that is available there. So the next thing is you want to tax this item. You want to charge tax for this. So here you can select that, okay, you want to tax, maybe you want to make it taxable, or maybe you want to do only the shipping only. So, but if it's taxable, then usually you're going to select the tax class. Okay, so you can select between standard, reduce, the VAT. Remember, this is the VAT I created. So these are other tax class that was available. If it doesn't apply to you when you're setting up your tax, you can just go ahead and delete them. Okay, but you can also, if it's yours, you want to choose maybe like this VAT we created earlier. So you can choose the tax class that best apply for that product. Okay, so let me just leave it to standard. So once that is done, the next thing you want to do is inventory. So you come over to inventory. This is where you add your SKU. So the meaning of that SKU is stock keeping unit. So you can say a unique identifier for each distinct product and services that can be purchased. Okay. So then if you want to also have ISBN or this, if you have this information, you put it here. Okay. So store management track quantity of this product. If you want to do that, you can check this option. So that means you want to put a record of how many of these products do you have available. Okay, so you can put it, maybe it's 100. Okay, so then if you want to allow back order or do not allow back order, okay, allow but notify customer allow. Okay, so low stock threshold. So let's see, when the product stock reaches this amount, you will be notified by email. It is possible to define different value for each variation. Okay, so that's to let you, if you send you an email when a particular product is going low in stock. All right. So if you want to use this stock management file, if you don't want to use it, you can uncheck that, but I've just explained how it works. Okay, so the next is shipping. Once you put in your weight and then the dimension of the package, so the shipping class, so if you leave it as no shipping class, to follow the default shipping that is available. Okay, but if you want to select a specific shipping class for it, for example, you can see the bulky package we created earlier. If this falls under the bulky package, then you can select it that, okay, for this particular item, this is the shipping class that it belongs to. But if you leave it as no shipping class, if it falls under free shipping, if this particular product qualify for free shipping or the flat rates, it will then pick any of the shipping that applies to it. Okay, so that's it on this. Now for this, now we don't really have much business with all of this. Okay, but if you use self-explanatory, if you want to link a product like an upsell, if you want to do attributes, we'll still do attribute in the next one. All right, so once that's done, if you look at it on the left, this is where you're going to add your product image. So what you do is you come over here and click on select image. So you come here and click on select image. So by default, you already have some images here, but if you want to bring in your own images, so you see upload media, upload files. So you click on upload files, then you can, there are two options. You can drag your own images here, or you just click on select files, and then you can select it from your PC. So maybe I want to bring in this, so I can just select this. Okay, so that is how you upload image into your WordPress site. Okay, so then an helpful tip, even though I didn't do it here, before you upload any image, so you can see that is how you upload image. Okay, so before you upload in any image into your site for SEO purpose, so let me come over here to download. Always try to rename it. Okay, so you can see it here. So make sure you rename it to fit the product or maybe your store. So instead of having this pixel, I can just rename it maybe to the product title. Okay, so once you upload the image, so I come over here, so you can see it here. Then click on select product image, so you can see it here. So then product gallery, so that's you add different images. So that means, let me see, upload, select. So then I can select the other ones. So that has been uploaded and selected. So I can click on add to gallery. So you can see it here. Now this is where you select your product category. So for this particular one, maybe it falls under outerwear. I'm just picking it randomly. Okay, it falls under women. Okay, so that's how you pick your category. And then for tags, so if you want to put in tags, this is where you can put tags. For brand, if you want to use the brand feature, maybe this is under a particular brand, you can add a brand. Okay, so that is this. Once you are done, you publish. If you see updates, so you can also do that. So if you want to view what your product looks like, so you can see, let me put this in a new tab to show you what it looks like. So you can see this is the product we've just created. Okay, so you can see the images right here. Okay, and short description, the title, and every other thing, the add to cart, the category. So we did add tag. That's why we can't find tag here. Okay, so that is it on how to create a product. Now this is for a simple product. What I mean simple product, remember when we were creating it earlier, we saw this option here, simple products. So this is what a simple product looks like. There's no variation, just one product. But now, what if you want to create a product that has variation? That means maybe for this particular product now, you can see this is black. Okay, irrespective of this design, is black. Maybe we have it in other colors. That's variation. So how do we do that? So once you are here, you select variable products. Okay, so then you go through the same process. Now you put in your title, you put in your long description, your short description. But for here, for variable products, so from general, still the same process. Task class, then you come to inventory, you put in your SKU if you have it. If it applies to ISBN, you put that. You do your stock management, the same process. Then you come to shipping, also the same process. Now where it is different is where we have attributes. Okay, so this is where you are going to select the attributes that you want to use. So you can also use from the existing attributes. Remember, we've created attributes earlier, which is color, material, and size. Now, the reason why I would advise you create your attributes from here is in case you want to keep using it again. So that means you can just select it here and everything will populate here instead of going through the manual process of creating everything for each product. That will save you time, right? So you can select which of the attributes you want to use. If it's a new attribute that is not available, you can just type it here. You can see it here. Add new rather. I say add new here. So let's say I want to create attribute based on the color and based on the material. Okay, so you can see it here. And this is also checked. So visible on product page, used for variation. Okay, if this use for variation is not checked, you will not be able to create the variation with it. All right, so for the values now, so what are the colors available? If it's all the color that you want to use, you can click on select all, but you want to select few. Maybe I have it in blue, I also have it in red. Okay, and if it is all, if you select all, you can see everything will appear. Okay, so let me just select few colors. Okay, so let's say they are available in blue, red, black, and pink. So for material, so maybe I have them in cotton and I also have them in silk. Okay, so then I'll click on save attributes. So I've gone ahead to save attributes. All right, so the next thing is you come to variation. So now what it does now, this will create different variation. Now you can generate it, you can add it manually, or you can click on generate variation. So if I click on generate variation, what it does is that you can see, do you want to generate all variation? This will create a variation for each and every possible combination of variation attributes, max of 50 per run. So let me show you. If I click on OK, so what it does is this. It will pick blue. Remember that we set our variation for the color as blue. Let me show you from here. And the material as cotton. That means it will pick blue. It will create a variation for blue made with cotton and silk. It will do for red, cotton and silk, black, cotton and silk, pink, cotton and silk. Okay, that's for that option that I chose earlier. Okay, so then that's what we are having here. But as I selected manual, I can choose that. Okay, maybe for blue, you can only choose blue for cotton that is not available in silk, or maybe for pink it's only available in cotton. But if you select the first option, will show the possible combination, and it can be very tricky if you have like 3 or 4 combinations. I mean 4 attributes rather. Okay, so you just need to take note of that. All right, so once you start creating your product, you understand more with what I'm saying. But if you don't want any of these attributes, you can just go ahead and remove any one of them. Okay, so now what you need to do now is to go through each of them and start adding your SKU. It's optional though, but the important thing is that then you start to add the price. Okay, the regular price. If they are on sale, you put them. If they apply to any of the shipping class, okay, you can see same as parents. Okay, remember it has been set here. But if it's a separate shipping class, you can put it here. If it's a separate tax class, you put it here. All right, but the major thing that will be different is you need to put is the price. Okay, so that means maybe for this now, this is for blue and cotton. So that means if the price is let's say maybe it's $10 for this now, then maybe for the pink, for the color pink, maybe color pink is $11. So that is how you do all of this variation. And maybe for the pink that is cotton is $11, while the pink that is silk is $9. Okay, so that is how you create a variation. All right, so let me leave it as those 3. Let me delete these other ones. So once you are done, you click on save changes, and then you come over here to update. All right, so now let's go ahead and view products. So this is when we did simple products, and this is for variable products. So you can see it here. Okay, so maybe I want blue, and then you can see that it's now giving me a price range from $9 to 14 because I've not really selected. Now you can see now when I selected blue, only cotton is clickable. Now it's showing me that it's $10. I can't click on silk because we did not make silk available. Okay, the option for silk is not available. So if I choose pink now and I select silk, you can see the price is $9. All right, so this is how you create a variable product. Okay, so with that, now we've been able to cover everything we need to know about how to create a product. So the next thing we want to look at is analytics and marketing. So let's start with analytics. Now, if you over analytics, you're going to see a couple of options there. We have overview, product, revenue, order, variation, category, coupon, tax, now low stocks, and settings. Now, these things are self-explanatory, but let me just open them so that you can see what each of them looks like. Okay, then under marketing, we have the overview and the coupon. Now, if you want to create a coupon, so you just come over here and click on coupon. But let me start with the overview of what the marketing page looks like. All right, so once you open your marketing, so these are the things you're going to see there, discover more marketing tools, and these are some other marketing tools, okay? MailChimp and the like, all right? So then for coupon, once I come over to coupon, so this is where you're going to create coupon. Basically, just in case you're not familiar with coupon, these are just codes that you can use as yourself or you can give to your client, maybe during offers or promo for them to get a discount on some items, okay? So for you to create a coupon, once you're on this page, you can say create your first coupon. All right, so this is where you're going to put the coupon code. That is the code that you're going to enter. So don't worry, once we're almost done with the video, we are going to do a test purchase and we're going to make use of this coupon. So let's say I want to create a coupon and then I want to name it. So you can give it a name that best fits. So let me call this 100 off. So that means like 100% off. So you can give a description which is optional. Now this is where it gets interesting. So fixed cart discount or percentage discount or fixed product discount. So those are the options that is available. So but this I want to do percentage discount and then it will ask for the amount. Okay, so I want to do 100% discount, But if you want to do a fixed cart discount or you want to do a fixed product discount, you can see, then you can also put how much you want discount you want to put there. All right, so 100, and then the coupon expiring date. When do you want it to expire? You can then put the expiring date here. Okay, so allow free shipping. If you check this now, they said check this box if this coupon grants free shipping. Okay, and just check free shipping must be enabled in your shipping zone and set to required a valid shipping coupon. Okay, all right, so then let's look at usage restriction. Minimum spend. This is the one that works with minimum spend. What's the minimum amount can they spend before they can use that? Or if you don't understand, you can say this feed allows you to set the minimum spend, allow to use the coupon, and then the maximum spend. If you want to look at, maybe you want to apply the coupon to certain products, so you can select the particular products that this coupon can only work for. And if you want to make it, maybe it works for all the products except some certain products, you can also put that here. If it's for category, you can also do that. Then maybe for a particular brand, maybe you want to apply the coupon for a particular brand. Maybe you are doing a promo for a particular brand and you want to give your customers coupon or discount, then you can just select the brand that you want to offer that discount. So once you do this, then the next one is the usage limit. So usage limit per coupon, that means how many times can they use that coupon? Not just one person, but the total number of times that they can use it. You put it here. Limit usage of items, like the particular item, how many times can they purchase that item using that coupon code? Then usage per person, how many times can a single user use that particular coupon? So these are all the options that is available here that you can just set up based on what you intend to do. Okay, so once you are done, you go ahead and click on publish. All right, so it's a very simple process on how to create your coupon. So that has been done. I can go ahead and close this. Now remember, under the analytics section, this is the overview. This is where you're going to be seeing your total sales, your net sales, number of order, product sold, and variation sold. Okay, so because we've not made any sales, we can't have any data right now. All right, so once you start making sales, you can also select your date range. All right, so once you start making sales, everything here will make more sense. So when we go over to products, this is where you're going to see the number of items sold, the net sales, and then the orders. All right, so next to it is revenue rather. So you can see your gross sales, your tax, your returns, your shipping, total sales, the coupon, okay, how much items was bought using coupon, your net sales, and then you can see all the informations daily on this side of the screen. This is for orders. So you can see the number of orders, the net sales, okay? So like I said, all of these data and information would make more sense once you start making. So this is for download. If you are doing downloadable products, you'll be able to see how many downloads you have and every other information that relates to download. Here you are going to see the stock for all your product that you have, the SKU, if you added is SKU to it, and then number of items that are available. Okay, if you enable the stock part, all right, remember when we are creating products. All right, so basically that's it on analytics and marketing. All right, so let's move to the next part of this video. Next thing we want to do is to work on our home page. Okay, so if you're on your dashboard and you want to see your home page, you can just hover over here, you see view site. So once you click on view site, then your website will open up right here. Okay, so for us to edit our home page now, like we're having this home page now, if you want to change everything here, maybe the text or the image, the banner, or you want to make changes to every information that you're having here, so that's what we want to do right now. Now for you to do that, once you're on this page, you can click on edit with Elementor, all right, or from your dashboard you come over to pages. So these are all the pages that we have on our website, and then now we are going to look for home. So you can see this home. You can see that it's written here front page. Now the meaning of this Elementor you are seeing, that means that this page was created using Elementor page builder. Then if you look at this checkout, you can see that there's nothing like Elementor written there. If you look at cart page, there's nothing like Elementor written there. So pages that are created with Elementor, you see Elementor page written there. Now you can see we have home 2, home 3, 4 to 6. And then if you come here, you can see it here. That means these are the different home page that we have. But in this video, I'm going to be using on page 1, which is this particular home page here. So I think I mentioned it earlier. Whichever home page you want to use, it's fine by you. Okay, so if you don't want to use this home page, if you want to use a separate home page, I'm still going to show you where you can select from any of this home page. All right, but let's say we are sticking with this home page, but we want to make some changes. Okay, for example, if you look at this shop now, the link is taking us to a separate link, so we need to update all these links to links within our own website. Okay, so you can also come over to And I said once you're here, you can click on edit with Elementor, or on your pages where you see home and it's the front page, you can see edit with Elementor. All right, so let's go ahead and click on Elementor. Once your Elementor page opens up, you can just go ahead and close this, and this is what it looks like. All right, so let me walk you through what Elementor is. Elementor is actually a page builder that is used to design and customize your WordPress website. All right, so let me show you what all these things looks like. Now this is showing you how your website looks like on different screen. This is it for desktop, this is for tablets. So once you're on tablet, this is how your website looks like. And if you're on mobile phone device, this is how your website would look like. So what this does is, once you are designing your website, you make sure you switch between your different orientation, screen size or screen type or devices to see how it actually looks like. Because sometimes you might be on the desktop mode and then it's looking all good, well layout, you know, and then once you switch to mobile device, you see that maybe text is too big or the layout is not making so much sense. Okay, so that's the essence of this. All right, also we have all of this here. This is a checklist, this is like notification, search, and this is a preview. So once you make changes on your website, okay, or on the particular page that you're working on, once you click here, you can see what it looks like. That's a preview. Now over here, you can see this Elementor logo. This is the theme builder. This is history. Maybe you are working on something that you want to go back, or that's undo. So once you click on history, you see the history here. Because we've not made any changes here, we can't see any history. So that is how to do that. Then there are some settings under users preference. Now you might not need all of these, but I just need to mention it. Okay, so these are some other things here. Show hidden elements, yes. Design layout. Okay, so for this now, you might not need to do anything here. All right. So that's it on preference. And then we also have keyboard shortcut. And if you want to exit out of this, you want to exit to the dashboard or to WordPress, you can just click here. Okay, so that's it on these. Now if you click on this plus icon, all these that we have here are elements, or you can call them widgets. All right, so these are the things that we are going to be dragging. Remember, some they refer to Elementor as a drag and drop page builder, because every element that you are seeing here, you can actually drag them into different sections here to create your website. Maybe you need tab, you need accordion, you need an image box. Okay, so as time goes on, you are going to see a lot of these elements being used, but not all of them. So they are much, so you will not need everything. Okay, but the ones that you need, you can just drag them into your workspace or your section, and then your website is just on the way. So right here we have the site settings. So there are some settings that you might need to do, maybe global fonts. So this is where you can create some fonts. I mean, this is for global colors, rather, some colors that you can just create them, save them, so that it's easy for you to pick them anytime you want to use them. All right, and one thing about it is that once you set up your colors like this, if you have any reason to change them, once you change it from your global color settings, it changes across the entire website instead of doing them manually. All right, so that's for global colors. So I didn't make any changes. Let me go back. So the same thing applies to fonts. You can select the fonts that you want to use here, so that will be your default font. You want to select your button, your image, and then your site identity, background. All of these settings, we're still going to look at them under the customized layout. But sometimes once you find them on the customized section and you can't see them, I mean, once you go to the customized section and you can't find them there, just come over here and then you see all of these options here. All right, so all of these, I'm explaining all of this in case you are new to Elementor page builder. Okay, now for this is called structure. So once I click on it, you can see this will appear. Now once you are working on your website, there are some, maybe you want to do something here and you are clicking it and you see that you can't really access it. You can use your structure, okay, to go to different section of your website. Maybe for example, I want to click on this particular banner now, so you can see it here. It's showing that I'm on this banner. Okay, so it also makes it easy to move. Maybe you want to move this up or you want to move this down. Okay, so you can easily do that using the structure, because sometimes if you decide to move a particular section around, it can break the website. Okay, but using the structure makes it much more easier. You can easily navigate some certain sections of your website. Okay, all right, so now with that being said, if you want to know more about WordPress, you can just check out some of my videos on how to create a website using WordPress. Okay, so that is more detailed, but with this explanation, I believe you'll be fine. Also, I also want to mention that for every element that you are using, once you select them, you're going to see these three, maybe content, style, and advanced. This is for banner. You see content, style, and advanced. So content, it will work about the content. The style will deal with how you want it to appear. Maybe you select your typography, your fonts, your size, your layout. Then advanced has other options like maybe layouts, motion effects, background boxes. Don't worry, as you progress with WordPress, that if you are new to WordPress generally, you understand all of these features then with practice. So with that being said, now let me walk you through how to make changes to all the information that you are seeing here. All right. So to start with, now we have from this place where we have summer sale for all swimsuits up to this menu here is what we call the header section. Now the header section is different. So you can see that once you over here, you're seeing these 6 dots and you're seeing this plus and this, that means we are within the page that it can edit. Now if you look, see now if I should click here, if I hover my mouse here, you can see that I can't really do much here because this header section is not the same page with the home page that we are currently working on, right? So just take note of that. So but this now, if I want to change this now, once I click on it, you can see the home slider has appeared here. So you can see slider type, there are about 4 types. If I click on 2, so you can see this is another style. If I click on 3, so you can see. So you can also change from the default style that this thing is offering, all right? So let me just leave it as 1. All right, so that is it. Then for autoplay, maybe you want the image to, to change by itself. So if you turn this on, so the image will just keep changing by itself. So you can see it here now, all right? So maybe I want to leave it like this. I want the image to change by itself. Now auto speed, that's how fast do you want. You can see it's going very fast and I don't want that. Maybe I want to, if I should reduce it to, let's say 500. Okay, that's even more, that's even making it too fast. So let me change it to 5,000. So that's like 5 seconds, okay? And then this is dots and arrow. Do you want, you can see there's a dot here, there's an arrow here. If you don't want any of them, you can uncheck them, okay? So these 5 talk about the auto speed. Then the slide speed is set to 600. That means how fast will it switch. So if I change this to, let's say 1,500, now you can see that for it, and then let me change this to, let's say 3,000. That's like 3 seconds. Okay, so let's see what happens. So you can see it will take more time for it to slide. All right, so that is it on that. Now for the slider item, you can see we have 3 slides. So if I should click here, so this is the image that you are seeing on the background of the first slide. So you want to change the image or you want to use your image, once you click on it, you'll be able to upload your own image. Now the text that you are seeing on it, this is where you're going to put that, right? So let me first of all disable this autoplay so that you can see what I'm talking about. So item title, street fashion, not only for the streets. So you can see it's a street fashion, not only for the streets. Winter collection, winter 2022 collection, you can see this is it here. So if you want to change all this information, this is where you're going to change it, all right? They didn't put in a description, but let's say if we have a description, let's see where that will appear. Okay, you can see, so if you have a description, this is where the description will appear, right? So one thing I'll also say is that once you are working with this Elementor page builder, make sure that all the changes that you are doing here, make sure you are seeing the effect here so that you can be sure of what you are doing. So then this button title, shop collection, you can see it here, shop collection, and then the link that you want this to go to. So this is where you are going to put in that link. So I want it to go to my shop page. So I'll click on shop. So you can see it here, the shop will appear. I select shop, all right? So that's it for the item 1. Then the text color, you want it to be light or do you want it to be dark? So you can see it here. So it's self-customizable. So the same thing that we've done to this item 1, you can go ahead and do the same thing to item 2. You can change the text around, okay? So if you want to also create this kind of background, one platform that comes highly recommendable, you can come over to Canva. So let me just open that. So you can use Canva to create this kind of background. So let's say I want to do a banner. So banner in landscape, so something like this. So you can see we have something like this already. So there you can choose the background color that you want to use. So depending on what you want to do, then you want to import an image. So you want to also get quality images. So you can come over to website like Pixels. PEXCL. So you can come over to Pixels. You can also come to Unsplash. Okay, so you can also get good images also from FreePic. All right, so these three websites you can get free images, although there are also some paid images, but you also need to check them to see that they are free images. For example, on this Unsplash, there is an option to select that, okay, the images you want are copyright free images. So once they are free images, you can go ahead and download them. Then you can also make use of FreePic, and then you can also make use of Pixels. Now, if for any reason the image you use or you want to use, for example, now the image we used earlier, so let me show you, Control G. For example, now this particular image, now for example, maybe I want to use this image and I don't want the background, okay, because for example, now you can see that there is no background here, okay. If you want to remove the background, then you can come over to remove those BG. Right, so you come over here, you just upload the image after you must have select your images from either FreePic, Pixels, or Unsplash. Okay, so these are platforms that comes highly recommendable for some of those images. All right, so let's say that image that I already have downloaded, maybe for this now I want to remove the background. I come over to remove.bg, I drag the image in. All right, so you can see the background is out. I can go ahead and then download it. All right, so that is downloaded already. Then I can come over here and upload that image. So you can see it. All right, so this is just for sample purpose, okay? So maybe this is the image that best fits what I want to do. So when I want to bring in text, so you click on text. So okay, you might not even need to bring in text, so it's just the image that we need. And if you want to add some effects, maybe you want to bring in some elements, this is where you're going to test your creativity. Okay, so maybe you want to bring in some. Okay, so maybe this, for example, I want to send it to the, okay, let me just, this will be here. Maybe I want to position it backward, okay? Then I want to use a different color. Okay, so you can just play around with how creative you are with creating some of these designs. Okay, you know there are different. Okay, so it all depends on you, and if you just want a plain background, you can just do that. So once you are done, there's an option to share, then you can see then the download. So basically, that's just a short walkthrough on how to make use of Canva to create your background. Okay, so let me close all of this. All right, so you can use that to create some of these backgrounds that you are seeing right here. Okay, because sometimes it's difficult to get a plain background with the kind of image that you want, so you can also create them yourself. All right, so that is it on this particular section that we are having here. So if you come to the next section now, we have free shipping for orders over $130. So this was created using what we call the icon box. Okay, we have about 4 sections. So if you want to edit anything here, once you click on them, so you can see free shipping for orders over 130. This is not, okay, this is pounds. So you can see that maybe you want to change it to the currency for your store, 130, or the text. So once you click on it, everything about it will appear here. Okay, all right, so let me come back to this. Now remember we did everything about content. If you come over to style, now this is where you can see, this is where you're going to change some certain things like the title color. So the title color is set to white. So if you want to change the color, so if you click here, you can pick from the default color. Remember when I showed you this default color, maybe you want to use, you can see use green, or if you want to use a separate color, just undo that. But if you want to use a different color, you can see this is where I can pick or change the color. So you can see, all right, so if you want to change the opacity of the color, you can do that. If you want to add text shadow, so you can see there's a shadow that has just appeared. If I want to undo it, I just click here. All right, so for the subtitle color, description color, you can also do that. Then the button style, Okay, so this particular is a button typography. If you want to change it, you can do that. If you want to change the color, if you want to create a border around this, so you can see maybe I want a solid border, and then the border width, if I should increase this now, you can see the border will become visible. And if I want to increase the border radius, that means I want the edges to be curved. So you can see once I increase this, and if I should unlink them, so that means if I should increase only the left part will increase. Okay, so these are all the options that is available here. They are self-customizable. Okay, and if I want to add some padding, so that's like internal space. Okay, so you can see it here. So you can just turn all of these things around. So let me just go ahead and undo them. Okay, so that is how you can change everything here. So if you come over to okay, let's see what other options here. This is for style, this is for button, this is for nav style. So the navigation style is talking about this button here. Okay, so if you want to also make any changes here, you can also do that. Okay, so the same thing applies here. Once you click on any of them, you see the options to change the text and everything. Okay, so for all of this icon, maybe what you want to put here is different, and you want to get some icon. I'm still going to talk about that. Okay, on how to get the icon. So for you to get some of this icon, let me just talk about it now. So for you to get some of those icons, once you come on this website, so this is it. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you can see if you need any of this fonts. So what you just do is just to copy the text and then you just paste it here. You can see they have a lot of fonts. So you can just come and paste it here, and I mean the icons rather, and then the icon will just appear. Okay, so that is it for that. Now for this section too, is the same thing. Okay, so you can just go ahead once you click on it under content. Now this was using the type 2 vertical. Do you want it at the middle or do you want it at the top? Okay, so the same process, you go ahead, you also click on it, you can edit all the information. The same thing with this text. This was created using title, custom title. So once you click on it, you have access to change it. Maybe you want to change this from best selling products to maybe best selling wares or the likes. Okay, so you can easily do that from here. If you want to change the subtitle, so this is it here. All right, now for this, now this is another section. This section that was created, we have this element inside of it, and this is the product carousel. So if you click on this plus icon now, it was created using, you can see this is the product carousel. What they did is after creating the section, this product carousel was just dragged in. Okay, so you can see it here. Right, so let me just go ahead and delete this so that I don't have duplicates. So for this product carousel, once you click on it, you'll be able to edit its number of columns. You can see 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for mobile view is 2. So if I should switch to mobile, so you can see we have 2. So this is where you can say if I should select for, okay, the maximum is 2 for mobile. So if I go back to desktop and maybe I want, let's see, okay, you can still go as high as having 5. So you can see it here. Okay, so let me take it back to 4 for the style. So you can have, let's say, style 2. Let's see what style. Okay, so for style 2 now you can see how the product title and the price is being written. So let me return it back to style 1. Then for products we have style 2. So you can see once you hover it, there's select option and add to cart is popping up instead of being with all of this. So it all depends on you. You can just select the design that you think best suits you. So that is how you go ahead and edit all this information on the home page, including this is for testimonial. Okay, so now what I want to show you now is what if now if there's any section that you don't want, you can just press this X to delete the section. Okay, so that's what you can do. If there's for this to once you click on it, you'll be able to change all the information. And this is for the blog section. Okay, so now what I want to just mention now is what if you want to bring in a particular element that you see here and you want to include it. Okay, so to do that, you can see this plus, click on flexbox. Now there's an option to choose either you want it to be 1 column facing down, 2 column, or maybe 2 column in this direction. Okay, so let's say maybe you want to do 2 column like this. Okay, and let's say maybe I want to bring in, let's see what we can bring in, product categories, for example. So I'll just click on it and I can drag it here. Okay, so you can see it here, product category. So I can now select the style I want to use, maybe style 1 or style 2. Okay, then show subcategory, no. So this, once you bring in anything here, you're going to be seeing the option to edit all of them. So number of columns is showing 6. I don't want 6, maybe I want 4. Okay. So there's an option for autoplay that if you want it to keep changing itself, right? So now you notice that there's this uncategorized that does not have any products in it. Okay. So you can see there's an option to hide that. Now the reason why this is not showing image is during the, let me go back there. For this particular category under products, I mean for that particular category, so let me show you. For this uncategorized now, there is no product image here. There's no image there. So if I click on edit, under this place called uncategorized, if I should put in an image, then an image will appear. Okay, so that's why we are not seeing any image here. Okay. But I can also fix this because I don't want this uncategorized to appear. So you can see that there is an option to exclude a particular category. So I click on this exclude, and then I look for that uncategorized. Okay, so something else will replace it. Good. So you can see. So that's how you can just go ahead and bring in create your own section. You want to, depending on what you want to achieve. Okay, so if you want to put in maybe an icon box, you can just drag in here, and then you have an icon box. Okay, depending on what you want to use it to achieve. So that is how you can do all of this. Okay, and you can also go ahead and duplicate any section that you want to do. For example, now if I like this title, now you can see this title and this title are similar, so I can as well duplicate it. It's as simple as that. Okay, so that's how you can go ahead and go through all the sections that you are having here and edit all the information. Okay, so that is it on working with Elementor and editing this home page. Now you can't do this. You can see that if I over it, I'm not getting this orange background, or this pink background rather. So that's, this part was created alongside the footer section, and we are still going to get there. And don't forget, once you are working on Elementor or you are editing the home page, don't forget to always publish. Okay, so once you click on publish, that's to enable you to save all the changes. Okay, and don't forget to always update the links, all the default links that are there. So you can see once you click on it, this is where you're going to put in your own link. Okay, so once you do that, if you want to change the text, you can do that, and then don't forget to always update. Okay, so that is it on how to edit this home page so far. So next we want to look at is how to create pages and the menu. Okay, for example, this contact is a page, the blog is a page, this is more like a category, and how do we set up our menu? So now let me go back to the dashboard. So to do that, let's come over to pages. So this is pages here. So by default, the theme already provides us with sets on page. We have the about us, the blog, the contacts, the the checkout, and some other pages. Okay. So, but there are some pages that I want to create so that I can use that as an example. For example, now we don't have FAQ page. Okay, let me see. So yeah, we can see here we don't have FAQ page, or maybe there's a page you want to create for your own, depending on the kind of website you want to create, okay, or what you have in mind to create. So let's say I want to create an FAQ page. So what you do is this: you come over to page, you click on add page. Okay, so now you can give this page, you can name the page that you want to create. So maybe you want to create an, like I said, maybe FAQ page. So you go ahead and click on publish and publish the page. So once that is done, this is what, let me show you what the page currently looks like. So you can see this is the FAQ page. So once you are done, you can see just empty like this. You can come over here, you click on edit with Elementor. All right, so this has already loaded up. So this is where you can now go ahead and start using all of these elements to create your FAQ page. All right, so that's how to go about it, or maybe any other pages. Okay, then you can just go from scratch, and then you bring in, depending on how you want to design it, maybe you want to have this vertical down or down column, or maybe the right, or maybe two column, depending on how you want to do it. So that's one way to go about it. Alternatively, which is what I want to do, so let me go back to the dashboard or pages. So I'm back to the dashboard. So alternatively, what I want to do is I want to make use of this particular template we have for contact us page. So I've opened it up. So this is the contact us page. So this is what our contact page looks like. So what I want to do is I want to use this particular section that have this contact form to be our FAQ page. Okay, so why is that? I want to retain this information here, so I can go ahead and also change the background. Okay, so to do that, now what I'll do is to duplicate this contact us page. Okay, so and basically once you are working with this, you can also duplicate pages. It makes it save the time of you having to go through the same design again, and it makes sure that your design is consistent. All right, so for me to do that, I'll just need to install a particular plugin. So I'll come over to plugins, I'll click on add plugin. So the name of the plugin is called Duplicates. You can see duplicate page, and then I click on install and activate. So that's just it. I don't have much thing to do again. So I'll come over to pages. So I'll just refresh this. Right. So now this is the contact us page. So you can see we have duplicate this. So I go ahead and duplicate. So the plugin allows you to duplicate pages, posts, and the likes. Okay. So we have two contacts. So you can see this is draft. So what I'll just do is I'll click on edit. Let me open this in a new tab. So I can close this, close this. All right. So this has been created. So I'll just change the name. So this is my FAQ. So I can just go ahead and publish. And I click on edit with Elementor. So what I want to do now is to change the information that I'm having here. So I'll come over to where we have contacts. Also, I can change it to frequently asked questions. So this also, I can just change it to FAQ, and you can just put a short text here. All right. So for this now, I won't be needing this this contact form that we're having here. So if I click on, you can see contact form 7, I won't be needing it. So you can just go ahead and just right click here and delete. Okay. So before I delete it, I want to bring in an element just maybe above it. It's called accordion. So I'll just drag it and then I drop it here. So that's what I'm going to be using to create the FAQ. So I can now go ahead and delete this. Okay. So also, if I want to change this background image, once I click on it, so you can see this is the background. So I can go ahead and either bring in my own image that best fits, or I just select any other image. All right. So for you to use this accordion, so once you click on it, this is it here. Okay. So you can see we have item 1, item 2, and item 3. So this is our item 1. So remember, if you know how frequently asked question works, so this is where you're going to put in your question, where we have, so you can put in your question 1. Your question 1. All right. So once they click on it, so this is where what you are going to do is that you are going to drag the widget here, which is okay. So you can see just search for text editor. So this is it. You just drag it in here. All right. So once you put in the question, then this is where you're going to enter your answer. All right. So you can change this text to put in your answer. So the same thing you are going to do to this 1, 2, and 3, as many questions as possible. All right. So the other edits that comes with it, maybe the you want to put in the icon, the position, okay, the interactions. All right. So maybe you want the first one to be expanded by default, or you want everything to be collapsed. Okay, so you can see it here like this. So it all depends on you. All right. So in terms of style, this is where you can also select maybe this, can see space between items. So you can see it here. So like I said before, make sure every changes that you are doing, you are seeing the effects on the website, so you can be sure of what you are doing. Now this is where you can do distance from content. Okay, so this you can see distance from content. Okay, so you can play around with all of these. Then for the background color, this is where you can play with the normal color. So let's say I want the normal color. So here I can select the background type. So I want it to be classic. I don't want gradient. So I can just select, okay, so you can see it here. And then for the header, also, you can also select, I'm just picking random colors anyway, so don't mind me. So for the header also, you can see the color for the header. All right. So what happens when you over it? So you can see if I over it, it's changing to black. So this is when you click on over. This is when you can set the color. Maybe I want to use this golden yellow. You can see it here. So these are there when it is active. Okay, so that means when I'm on this particular one, what color should change? So let me say I want to change the color to, let me pick another random color. So you can see it here. So this is currently active. That's why it's showing this color. Okay, let me pick. Okay, so you can see it here. All right. So that is how you can just go ahead and play around with all of these edits. So for the content also, you can also play around with the contents, the border type, the radius type. I mean the border radius. Okay, so that's talking about the edges. If how curved do you want the border radius for the content? Okay, so if you look at it closely, you see that there's a curve here. There's another curve here. All right. So if I should press this in, you can see it here. You see it more closely. All right. So those are the customization options that is available within this style. All right. So this is how you go ahead and then you create yours. Don't make sure you use a color that matches. Okay. This is just for tutorial purpose. That's why I'm just using some random colors. All right. And then if you're having issue with creating content for your FAQ page, you can just use ChatGPT or any other AI to generate content for you. Okay. But just make sure that you go through the content and make sure the content looks presentable and answers some of the frequent questions as long as the kind of store you are creating is concerned. So you can go ahead and also change this text to, and if you don't want it, you can just, okay, now you can see that I'm trying to cancel out. Okay, it has allowed me. But you can see I'm having issue with picking this particular section to delete it. Okay, you can see I can pick it now. So this is where this navigator comes handy. So this is the text. This is that particular column or the entire section. Now maybe I want to delete it, and I can also delete it from here, and I click on delete. Okay, so that's one of the benefits of this structure. There are some places that, depending on how it was being designed, you might not be able to use your cursor or your mouse to pick it up, but with this structure you can just go there and pick it up. So don't forget, any changes you do, confirm how it looks like on mobile view. Okay, if it's, make sure it's also looking good on mobile view, and then make sure you always publish whatever you are doing. So with that, now I've walked you through how to create a page. Now next is, let's work on the menu. Now if you look at, so let me go ahead and close this. So if you look at the menu now, you can see we have this home and we have this sub menu under it. We have this shop, and we can see how it is appearing. Okay, because it's more like a demo, that's why we might not need all of this. Okay, but if you want to create a something that looks like this, I'm also going to walk you through. And if you want to create your own menu, maybe you don't want all of this, you want your own custom menu, so I'll show you how to do that. So for you to do that, we are going back to, now let's come here, over here, then you click on appearance. Under appearance, we're going to be having menu. So you click on menu. So guys, if you are finding value, please give the video a thumbs up. Okay, so now this is where you're going to work on your menu. All right, so by default, they've also created some menus for us. So we have accounts, categories, and then information. Let me show you where that is. So you can see this is also a menu: account, information, categories, shop. So you can see this menus has been created for us. But if you want to create yours, you just come over here. So you can create a new menu. So maybe you want to create your own type of menu, you can also do that. Once you create it, you see them, it will appear here. All right, we already have menus already. So for this is for the information menu, which is, these are the options that are available under it: about us, privacy policy, return, shipping policy, drop shipping. So we come over here, so you can see it here: about us, privacy policy, return policy, and the likes. So if there's anyone that you don't want, like this, maybe I don't want this drop shipping, maybe I don't want to drop this shipping, and I don't have a page for it anyway, so I can just go ahead and remove it. Okay, so once you do that, make sure you always save. Then you can save the menu. Okay, so if you also want to rearrange your menu, maybe you want to rearrange them in terms of the position, so you can see it here. You can easily rearrange them. All right, so but make sure you also save all of those. All right, so one of the menu that I really want to work on is the, so we have the top menu, right? So let me click on select. So we don't have any options there. So the top menu, right, is this section. So this section here. All right, so maybe I want to have an information here, like I can say, so if you want to bring in anything here, so maybe I want to bring in a custom link. So I click on custom link, and then the text that I want to appear, maybe I want to have, click here to track your order. Okay, So then I'll put a link to that. I think I'll do that later. So once I get the link, I click on add. Okay, so let me just put in this hash there. Click on add to menu. Then let me save. All right, so after putting the save, after saving it, the other menu that was supposed to be there by default, this language and currency changer, finally appeared. Okay, so in case you just do something like that, so I can just go ahead and delete this particular one, remove. Now this part that is showing where you can change your store to another language and you can also switch currency, I won't be using that option in this for this website, so I'll go ahead and delete it. Now if you want to know how to add that feature to your website whereby you can switch, can have it in different currency and different language, there's a separate video for that which will be available in the channel. Okay, so let me just take this, get rid of all of this. So I've done that and then I come back and save this. All right, so this has been done. So if I should come here now, if I should refresh websites now, so you can see we already have this. Oh, click here to track. Okay, I think I'll correct that. And then if you look at this information section, remember we've gotten rid of the drop shipping. So that's how you work on your menu. So let me correct this spelling. Click here to track your order. So then I come back and save. Okay, so now the one I really want to work on is this particular one. Now this particular menu here. So for that, so the other menu does, we have the category, we have the footer menu. Okay, so and then we also have the menu one, which is the primary one. That's one I really want to work on. So it's the same process, actually, it's the same process. Now you can see now this is the main menu that we have here, all of this. Now you can see home, we have all of this 1 to 6. So I don't want all this other one. The reason why the idea is just to show you the other home page design that is available. So the ones that you're not using, just go ahead and click on this arrow here and then you remove them. All right, so we already have that deleted. Now we have the shop, which is this now, and where we have like 4 different vertical section with all of this. You can see this was how it was created. So this is the main menu. We have other sub menu, and under the sub menu we have shop list, and we have sub items again under it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of them and then just walk you through how to create something like this. So guys, I've gone ahead to delete those sub menus and then we have something like this. Okay, so what I want to have is I want to have my home, my shop, I want to have about. Now you see this one that is having a custom link. I will just delete it. Now the meaning of this custom links is if you want to have a particular menu, maybe like this, women, men, and underwear, or anything at all, and the page is not on your website, maybe you want to link it to an external website or a page directly, what you use is a custom link, and this is how you create it. You can see custom link here. So once you click on custom link, you're going to enter the text that you want it to appear here and then the link to that, and then you just add it to menu. Okay, so in the same vein, you can also use categories, to your menu. You can, for example, maybe you want to have this clothing, for example, to be on the menu. So once you just click it, you can just click on add to menu. Okay, so that's how to go about it. So let me just go ahead and delete this also. So this is to delete this and then to delete this. All right, so I want to have about the about us page. So I'll come over to pages. Also, you can also use post. You can also use custom category. This also, you can also add this to the menu. Okay, so I'll come to pages. I want to add, so view all. I want to add about. So I want to add about us. I want to add that FAQ, and then I think that's just it. Okay, so once I've selected what I want to add, I click on add to menu. So now I can go ahead and rearrange it. So I want my about us to come after the shop page, followed by FAQ, the blog, and then the contact us. So you go ahead and save. All right, so that has been saved. So let me come over to the website. So once we refresh, so you can see it now. So we already have, this is how you go ahead and create your menu. Now if you want to have those submenu, once you overwrite, some other options will appear below it. So basically, maybe you want to have this shop page to be a sub menu, so you just bring it like this, so you can see. So that means under the home page, so once you over home page, the shop and the about us will appear under it. And if you want to also have maybe this FAQ now to be a sub page under the About Us page. This is how you do it. Okay, so let me say I want to bring this also to be a sub menu on that shop. So if I should save this now, so if I should refresh this, so you can see it. So under the FA like this. Okay, so that's how that sub menu was created. Okay, so let me just return it back to how it was. So I'm gonna need to rearrange it back, and I go ahead and save. Okay, so we have, so if I should refresh this now, we should have our menu back. So if you're not sure of some of the information to put on your menu, you can just get inspiration from other websites. Okay, all right, so but that's how to just create the menu, and depending on the kind of design that you are doing. All right, so basically that is how to create your menu. So this the same thing we did to this menu one. So if you want to do your category menu or your footer menu, okay, or your sidebar menu, okay, so for sidebar menu, so let's select that. Now for the sidebar menu, this is it here, and this is what the sidebar menu, you can see men, kids, baby, shoes, bags, and the likes. So you also see it here, men, kids, baby, shoes, bags, and every other thing. Okay, so once you create yours, and then you see, for example, now what we have here was created using custom links. Okay, so the links are not on this website. You can just go ahead and change it there, or maybe you can just remove it if you don't want to use it, or maybe you want to have something different. Okay, so this is it here. So you can see they were created with custom links. So you can see the links was is a link from the theme designer, the theme developer. Okay, so you can just change it to your own, or you can just delete it. Okay, depending on what you intend to achieve. All right, so basically that is it on how to create menu and how you can sort out your menu. Okay, so the important thing is to know where those menus are. So this is information menu, the account, the short, the category menu that we saw earlier. This is another menu here. This is the where we have privacy, terms and conditions. Let me show you that menu here. That should be footer. Okay, and then select, so you can see it here. So if you want to create your own menu, you can see there's an option here to create a new menu. All right, so that is it on how to create a menu. So far, we've made a significant progress on how to navigate this website and how to create a website like this and do every other modification that you need to do. So there's one other significant thing that we need to do as long as having this website to perfect everything that has to do with this website is concerned. Okay, so guys, if you are finding value in this video so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Okay, do make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are yet to. So the next thing we want to look at is the customize option. Now, if you come over to appearance, you already know what theme is. Now, this is the customize section. Okay, we just finished with the menu. So this is the menu. Now, if you click on the customize section, okay, let me just open this in a new tab. Just like the name customize, you can see there are a lot of settings that we need to get done here. All right. Now, the options that you see here depends on the themes that you're actually using. So if you are new to WordPress or WooCommerce and you're coming across this customize section, all the menus you're going to find here, they'll be different if you're working with another theme or maybe when you start working on a separate website. Okay, all right, so now let's look at it from the beginning. Number one, we have the site identity. So these are the options here. This is where you can put in your site title and then your tagline. Remember, we could also do it under the settings and general settings. Also, you can also do that here. So if you want to upload your site icon, now your site icon is what you are seeing here. For example, this is Gmail. You can see this M here. That's a site icon. So that's the meaning of site icon. If you want to upload it, so you can just come over here. There's already one here by default, but if you want to change it, click on change image. And let's say I want to use, let me see if I can see an icon. Okay, maybe I want to use this channel. Okay, as my site, because you can see it here. So it's telling you how it will look like on a browser. All right, so you can switch based on the size of the logo. All right, so that is how to upload your site icon. All right, so once you are done, you can save, and you can see by recommendation should be at least 512 by 512 pixels. All right, so that is it on site icon. For color, okay, so background color, this is where you set your background color depending on the design you are doing or based on the color that you want to achieve. You want to change your background color, so you can see that right here. So if you need to change your background color, now I need to mention that it's not all this, I'm making sure I put you through every option that is available to you when you are designing or customizing your website. Okay, but it's not necessarily that you touch everything. Okay, you might not need to touch certain things. Okay, but I just need to mention that. All right, so that is it for colors. So the next one is background image. So currently there's no background image, but if we select the option to put in a background image, let's say I want to put this, and I select on choose. Okay, so you can see that there's an image in the background. Okay, you might have come across this on other websites or maybe some other website that you might have come across. So that is how to put in that background image. So there are different options. You have full screen. So you can see it. So it will just be fixed to the background. Okay, you can also select the image position. You can see maybe to the right, to the left, the upper left. So depending on what you intend to achieve with that, then you can also select maybe fit to screen. Okay, so that's it on one side. So you can also have it to repeat. Okay, all right. So that is it there, but I won't be using that, so I can just go ahead and remove it. So that's for background image. So let's go to the menu. All right, so for the menu here, since we've already, so for the account, so we've already touched the menu on the menu page itself, okay, but there's always menu again under the customize section. So I won't be spending too much time here because we've looked at menu already. So for shop, we have affiliate bestseller. So you can see it here, affiliate bestseller discount. So you can also rearrange it here, okay? It's also possible for you to rearrange it over here, all right? So you can also select maybe for this particular menu, if you want it to appear on other section, you can just check any of these, okay? Maybe you want the same menu to appear as the primary navigation menu. Once you just check this option and then you save, okay? So those are the options on that menu. So let's go back away from menu. Now we have widgets, okay? So we have the first column widgets, footer first column up to the fifth column. Now, if I should go to the footer, that means to tell you that the footer has 5 columns. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you want to edit the first one, so you click here. So you can see we have text. So this is where you're going to change this text. You can see this text that is over here. And maybe you want to change the contacts and then the email. So this is where you do that. You can put in your logo here. That is how it was achieved. Okay. It's not loading up right now, but that is how to put in the logo. So this was how that was done from this widget section. So for the second column, navigation menu. So this is where they put the title information. So if you want to also change this to something else, maybe you want to use quick links, it all depends on you. So just to let you know that is where you can change that information. Everything here is self-customizable. So you can see it's quick links, publish. Okay, so it does the same thing applies to the other columns too. So go back. So for this category, now if you want to change it to something else, so you can just go to fifth column, you change it. Okay. So let's look at homepage settings. So this is where you select your homepage. Now, what the meaning of this is that so that once they go to your website, for example, they go to gadgetgpt.com. So which page should they land on? Okay, you want them to land on your home page. So this is where you select the home page. And then your post page, that means once you create blog post, where should it appear? Your blog. So this is always blog by default. All right. And then it should also be on a static page. Okay, your home page should be on a static page, not latest post. Right, the only when you are running a blog that you can set to latest post. So now let's go to header settings. Okay, there are lot of options here. So first one here is logo. So this is where you upload your logo. So you can see it here, this logo that we're having here. So if I should select, maybe let me put something different so that you can get it. So maybe I want to use this channel now, and I click on select. All right, so you can see it here. Okay. So from the mobile logo also, you can also upload that. So set logo text. So if you want to put a text, maybe there are some reasons where the logo might not appear, so the text will appear instead. So you can adjust the size of your logo. Okay, depending on the size you uploaded, you can also adjust it. Okay, so let me just put it back to default. So mobile logo size. So let me switch to mobile. So also on this customize section, you can switch between, this is it here, at the lower left of your screen, you see desktop, tablet, and mobile. All right, so you can see you can adjust the logo size for your mobile device. So you can see it here. So you can also adjust it. Okay, so let me set it back to default. So sidebar logo size. So if I click here, so you can see this sidebar. I can also adjust the logo size. Okay, let me set it back to default. Okay, so you can see what's going on here. For the mobile view now, for the sidebar logo, you can see that this logo is this is what is appearing here. While in mobile view, the main logo, this is what is appearing here. So if you are wondering what's the difference between these two, okay, so you can see it here, it's taking effect here. But for the sidebar, this is showing on the sidebar. But for the mobile logo, this is what is showing up. Okay, but if I set it to desktop, you see that is this main logo that is appearing here. Okay, all right. So let me go back and then put this to what it was before. So I've just gone ahead to just locate it and then bring it back. So don't forget to always publish. Once you make any changes, just make sure you publish. So that's for logo. Then we have header general. Okay, so for the header general, we have different header type. We have like from type 1 to type 5. Okay, so you can choose between any of these header type that you want. Okay, so you can see it here. So change it to 2, and there was a slight shift on this. So let's see what 3 looks like. Now you might not notice too much different depending on what customization option is available. I've selected 3, 4. Let's see what 4 looks like. Okay, so I didn't really notice too much except when I changed from 1 to 2. Okay, so that's it for the header type. Let's still leave it at 1. So we have the option to enable sticky header. So I've turned this on. If I should scroll down, you can see we have a sticky header. This is a sticky header. It will just be on. Once you scroll down, it will just remain there. So you can just, if I should turn it off, so you can see. So it won't follow all the page. So you can also select a mobile sticky header if you want to do that for mobile view. So then the toggle menu button, so which is this button here. So if I should turn it off, that's for this 3 dash that you're seeing here. Let's see. All right, so you can see that it's out already. So let me just turn that on. So again, make sure that anything that you change, anything you turn on or you turn off, make sure you are seeing the effect on the website, okay? Because if you're not seeing any effects, they're just returning back. For example, if I should turn this off now and I can't really see any difference, I'll later turn it on back, okay? Because I'm not sure, that means at that point, I'm not sure what it's working for, okay? So it's always advisable like that. Then header search, this is it, that's it. Then agile search form, it also works with this, okay? Account icon login, which is all these options here, is currently turned on. Pop-up login is turned off. So we have wish list, header cards, and all these options, okay? Just make sure that once you turn anything on, you look closely based on, you can see top right menu is currently turned on, and this is it here. So if I should turn it off, okay, let's see. So you can see that part is off already. Okay, so let me turn it on already. Again, you can see that is back. So this entire menu, that's what it works for. Okay, so let me go ahead and publish that. So that is it on this header general. The next one is header notification. So from this header notification, top notification 1, it's currently turned on, and this is it here. And this is the text. So if you want to change the text you are seeing here, this text here, so this is where you can change that. Okay, now if you want to create an hyperlink, so you can, for example, now you can see that if you click on this shop now, it's taking you to this link. So this is where you can change this link. So just copy this entire thing here, and then you can change it to a particular link on your website. Maybe I want to link it to the shop page, so I'll just change this to all right, so you can just fix it like this. Top notification 2 is free shipping worldwide. This is it here. So this is where you can also change the text. So don't forget to always publish. So that's for header notification, header social. So this is for this social icon here. This social part. Okay, so this is where you set it up. Row 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So everything here is self-explanatory. If you don't want the feature, you can turn it off. Then we have the preloader. Preloader is not on here, so if you don't want it, just leave it like that. Preloader are just some of those circle, or depending on how it is being designed, that you see on your website. Okay, all right, so let me go back. So then we have header style 1. Okay, so this is now this is the header style. I think we are using header style 1 or header style 2 for this. So this is where you can now change things about this header. So header top background color is this. Okay, so let me just copy it. So if I should change it to another color, so let's say, let me use red so that I can be sure. So you can change all the colors that for all of this header. So header main font color, I think this is it. If I should change it to something, let's see, or maybe so something like this, red. So this is where you can customize the different header top 2 and then header main background color. So this is where you can change all of this. All right, so when you're on the customized page, you can see, if you see all this pencil icon there, once you click on it, it will take you to where you can change that feature. Okay, you see them here. If you want to click here to take you to where you can edit this, take you to where you can edit this. All right. So this is for the header style 1. Okay. So now the reason why we're making some changes to header style 1 and it's not working is because the header style that works with this current header is header style 2. So if I come to header style 2 now and I select this and I select to be red. So you can see it has changed to red. Okay. So if in case you are making any changes to any of the header style and you see you are not seeing the changes immediately, that means you are on the wrong header style for that particular website. Okay. Earlier we were on header style 1, we were making some changes to the color. It was not reflecting. That's because this entire header is working with header 2 style. Okay. So you need to take note of that. So then we have mobile menu style. So you can also do the same thing for the mobile menu. So just make sure that you switch your display to mobile so that you can see all the changes that you are making to the mobile view. So away from that, we have mobile bottom menu style. All right, so this is it here, this particular menu style. So mobile bottom menu background color is set to white, so you can see it here. So maybe you want to use a separate color. So you can see it here. So let me set it back to default. Okay, so let me just undo that. Okay, so now we've gone through all these options under header setting. So let me go back. So the next thing is to shop settings. So if I should click on shop settings now, so these are the options there. We have general. So let's start with general. So I click on general. So for you to see the effect of this shop, let me be on the shop page. All right, so I'm currently on the shop page. I remember it's the shop settings that we are doing. So this is our shop page. So the layout, choose a layout for your shop. If you want the left sidebar, so you can see we are currently on the left sidebar. That's why we have it here. If you want to do the right sidebar, you can see it here. So this will move to the right side. So you can see this is what the right sidebar looks like. Okay, so let me just return it to the left sidebar. I just want to show you everything. Then shop page width, it is left as box. If you want to leave it as wide, select that. Then you see the effect. Ayers on shop page is enabled. Grid list view. So for this, then we have per page view. So if you disable any of this feature again, just make sure you check here so that you can see what's going on there. All right. Products badge tab. Okay, I want to turn this on. So what this will do is it will show, okay, some products that are on discount and they are on sales. For example, you can see this is showing 24% off, 17% off, 14. You understand? So that I've just turned on now, the product badge. So that's what it works for. Custom wish list button is currently turned on. So you can see it here. This is it here. All right. So select a wish list page. So the page for the wish list has already been selected. Compare. So you can see there's an option for you to compare products. So it's there. If you don't want it, you can disable it. Okay, so for mobile, so these are the ones for mobile. Stock quantity is currently disabled. If you want to enable any of them, the choice is yours. Okay, so look at recently viewed product column. I think that one is below. So this is it, recently viewed. So it's currently set to 4. So if you want maybe 5, this is where you can adjust that. And or if you want something less, so you can see it here. So this is where you can change some of those features. So you can set image of product for the shop page. So this is where you put in a particular image size. Okay, but by default this is okay, so you can leave it like this. All right, so these are the options under general. So if you come to product box, so for product box now, that means let's open one of the products. So let's see type 2. Let's see. All right, so this is for type 3. All right, so you can see the way each of the products will appear. So let's take it back to 1. All right, so quick view button, if you want to enable that, is enabled. Product SKU, we don't need this. Product attributes, product variable. So if you want all those things to show right here, you can decide to enable them. So that's it on product box. Then product detail, these are the options there. Full width is disabled. Image zoom. Okay, so you can just go through all of this. All right, share button, I think this is when you open the product itself. So let me just open one of the products. So you can see the share, social share products, details, Facebook, Twitter. So once you try to share it, you can see all the social icons that will appear here. This is where you set them up. All right. So related post column. So that should be down. So you can see it here. All right. So we have it to 4. If you want it more than 4, for cross sell, this is okay. This is recently viewed. For cross sell is also set to 4. Okay. So upsell column is set to 4. Then product tab, horizontal, gallery type is set to horizontal. Now this image that is showing below, if you want it to be vertical, if you select vertical, for example, so you can see it will be on the vertical side, it won't be below the image anymore. Okay, so I prefer it to be on the vertical side because it makes it easier for the customers to see that there are other images on the side instead of just putting it below. All right, so if you want to do 2 column or 1 column, the choice is yours. So you can just play around with all of this. Okay, so but some of the default settings are okay. So for banner, let's see. All right, so if you want to put in a banner, all right, so this banner is for, let me go back to the shop page. All right, so if you want to change this banner, so you can also change it here. All right, so you can see the image here, the text that you're seeing, plus size style for every season. You can see this is it here, plus size style for every season, and the subtitle, this is it here. So if you want it to link to a particular page or particular product, you can also do that here. You can set the color and every other thing. If you want to add a new role, you can do all of those right here. Okay, so that's it for banner. We have my account. So the layout set to default, register last name, first name, billing, if you want to make this visible. Okay, all right, so for free shipping bar, you want to enable this, currently disabled. If you want to enable it, maybe you're offering free shipping, you can enable that bar to indicate that you're offering free shipping. Product detail style, so here we have shop single image border. So these are for to change the styles and the color for a single product. Okay, so shop single button. Now you have to open a particular product so that you can see the effect of all these changes as you are applying them. So you can see shop single meta color. So I think that's to do with all of these colors here. Okay, so once you have any reason to change any color, you're going to see the effect over here. All right, so let's go back. Then mini cart style. All right, so once the cart page, this is where you're going to edit some of the colors. Basically it has to do with the colors and the likes. All right, so let me come back away from the shop. Next is the footer settings. So yeah, if you click on subscribe, so let me scroll down. So this is this section now. This subscribe, the subscribe form is made with MailChimp. That's the number there. Maybe I'll still put there. Now this text you are seeing, get our email info and everything. This is it here. So this is where you can change the text. We'll email you a voucher worth £10. So you want to change this to let's say $10. Okay, so basically you can just go ahead and change all the informations here to what best fits. But what I want to just make sure is that so that you can know where all these informations are, where you can change them. All right, so you can see we are available 8 a.m. to 7. So that's the contact subtitle. So this is it here. All right, so for this section now, it's done with this code to where you can download. If you don't want it, you can just take this out. Okay, and then you can then set all the background colors and the likes. All right, so any changes, those always make sure you save. So away from there, we have the footer general. So the footer general is showing the copyright text, copyright at Clothia WordPress theme this year. So I want to change it to so the name of the store is Prosper Fashion. So then I can say design and manage by PA Digitech. So this PA Digitech, now if you want it to be a link at the footer such that you can click on it, so you can just, to make it easier, so you can just come over to this hyperlink. So just look for an hyperlink generator. Okay, I think I use this web code tools. Using this now, so what you want to use is PA Digitech, or maybe the name of PA Digitech, and then you want it to go to maybe your website, or maybe how they can reach you, or your your agency website. All right, so this is the code. Just copy this, and if you know it offhand, this is just it here. So I'll just replace it with this PA Digitech. All right, so with that now, you can see it's a clickable link. All right, so there's back to the top button is disabled. If you want to enable it, so there'll be a button here. If anyone is below the page, to send them to the top. All right, so if you want to change this link also, to make sure it's changed to your shop link, footer column is set to 5. This is 1 2 3 4 5. All right, then footer menu, which is this menu where we have the privacy policy, terms and condition, return policy. Now you can also decide to take this menu off and bring this information under quick links. Okay, it all depends on you, right? So that's it here. So make sure any changes you are making, you are saving them. Then for the footer style, so this is where you set your footer color. What's happening here is mostly color, footer top background color. So you can see it's set to white, and this is it here. Footer title color is set to black. This is it, where we have this quick links, accounts and shop. The subtitle color is this, the footer border. So you see that there's a thin line here. This is it here. Footer bottom background color is set to white. This is it here. That's why this background is white. Okay, so once you change any of this color, you're going to be seeing the effect right here. Okay, so footer copyright color, so you can see that means this text here is what they are talking about. Footer menu color is set to black, and this is it here. Okay, so this is where you can adjust every of these settings if you need to. Okay, so we're done with footer now. So the next thing is the blog settings. So this for the blog is currently set to left sidebar, and that's why you're having the sidebar here. If you want it to the right, select right. But personally, I want it to be in grid form. All right, so if I should set it to grid, so you can see it's currently looking like this, and I'm okay with it. So if you want it to be 3 column or 2 column, you can set it like that. But I'm okay with this 2 column, so I just leave it like this. So away from that, we have main color. So this is where you can adjust all the colors. The main color, the color danger, color success is green. Okay, color warning and every other thing. All right, so if you need to change any of those colors, this is where you can do any of that. All right, so then elemental templates, this you just okay like this. Okay, so the next thing we have the map setting. So Google API key, we won't be using these features. For GDPR setting, if you want to enable this, just enable it. Okay, so what it will do is to just show some of those GDPR information. Okay, so you can see something like this. In order to provide the personal experience, our website using cookies. So all of these, if you want to enable this, then you can just set it up like this, easy for you. So there's no need to install a separate plugin for that. Maintenance setting, this is when you want to put your website on maintenance mode, where people will not be able to access it for that particular time. All right, so we also have others. This is for 404 page. All right, if you have a 404 page created, you can select the page. So away from that, the last one we have WooCommerce. So this is for store notice. So we are not in the demo part, so this is not enabled. Then product catalog. So for this product catalog now, so we must be on the shop page so that you can see what this is all about. So it's asking you that what you want to display. Choose what to display on the main shop. So here you want to show products, and that's what you are seeing here. If you select show category, to show the category here, but what we want to show products, so that's okay like that. Category display, you want to also show products. Default product sorting, sort by most recent. So that means for every new product you add, it will be the most one at the top. Now, if you notice that where we are adding product, this was the products that we added. So that is why it's coming at the first. And you can see it here. We are sorting it based on the most recent. Okay. Product by role is set to 4. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to change this, you can do that here. Then row per page is also set to 4. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Then you can go to the next page. So if you want to adjust any of these, you can do that under the product catalog. Then product image. So the image, main image width, this is where you select the image width, the thumbnail cropping, and everything that has to do with the image. That's for product image. Then we have the checkout. Okay, so this is for the checking out. If you want to check out, company name field, so let's just put it like it's optional. Address, the address also, address line 2 is optional. The phone number is required here. They need to put in their phone number. A light required field with an asterisk here. So this is how our checkout page looks like. Okay, we are still going to look at this shortly. Okay, then what else? Terms and condition page. Make sure you select it here. Privacy policy. Let's see. Okay, privacy policy. Then use a privacy policy statement. Now this text here is what will appear. You can see this is it here. So your personal data will be used to process your order, blah blah blah. So this is the text you are seeing here. Okay, this I have read and agreed to the website terms and conditions. So this is it here. So if you want to change the text or anything, this is where you're going to do it. So with all changes made, go ahead and click on publish. So let me go back. So with that now, we've been able to look at the major things that we need to do under the customize. Okay, so now let's go back to our dashboard. Now I'm back to the dashboard again. So the next thing I want to share with you is we come to appearance and then we go to widgets. I need to show you some things under widgets. So I've currently clicked on widgets. Now under this widget, this is where you can set the features that will be on the blog sidebar. So you can see it here. We have the search. So let me open that. So if I open the blog, let me also open the shop. So the blog sidebar, you can see we have popular posts, we have category, and then we have the search. So if you come back to widget, you can see we have search, we have popular post, category, and then tag cloud. Okay, so if you want to bring in anything to any sidebar, so this is where you can just drag any of them and bring it here. For example, if I want to have let's say product category, or let me just pick cards or something. Maybe I just want to put up this. Now you can see I'll just drag it and drop it here. Okay, and then it will appear on the sidebar. So it's saved automatically like that. Okay, so I can just go ahead and delete it. So you can pick from any of these. Okay, filter product by written image or any of these, and then set it to wherever you want to put it. And this is for the product sidebar. Then for the shop sidebar, so you can see we have product category. So now this is the shop page. You can see on the sidebar we have product category, then followed by filter by price, and then filter product by attribute. So if you go there, you can see filter by price, the filter by attributes, which is color, size, and then so we have, let's look at the next one, product status. Okay, so let me go back. Product status, you can see in stock and on sale. All right, so that is where you can set some of this sidebar. All right, so let's see, the next one is footer column 1, and then footer column 2 to 5. So you can also set that here, and then you can also do this under the customize section. That is for this here. Remember, we did it under the customize section and under menu also. So you can also do that from the widget. Okay, so that's what I want to share with you under the widgets part. So the next thing is how to create a blog post. So if I come to post now, I want to create a blog post. So you just come on post. So you can see these are some of the posts that are available. But if you want to create yours, just come over here and click on add post. So once this page open up, so this is where you're going to put in your title. So I can just, maybe I want to have a post on top 5, or let me just put female girl for summer. Okay, so then you can add your contents here. So you can go ahead and put in everything that you want to put about it. If you want to bring in image, okay, you can also do that. And if you just click here, you can see image. So you can upload an image, let's say from the library. I want to bring in an image from the library. So maybe I want to put this. So the image will come up. So you can see it. If you need to resize, you can just resize appropriately. So this is it. So you want to continue again with the text, you continue with your text. If you need to bring in anything, just use this plus to add a block. So you can add paragraph, heading, so a whole lot of them. So you can see it here. All right, so that is how to add a post. So there are other options here on the come over to post. You can set a featured image. Now the featured image is the image that will appear, okay, like all this image now attached to this blog post. That's what we mean by the featured image. So you can go here and select your featured image for the blog post. Maybe you want to use this. Okay, so the next thing, if you want to publish it immediately, you select immediately. If you want to schedule it for a later date, so you can click here to select the date that you want it to be published. All right, so the author is there. If you want to change the author, there is left to you. So the post also, if you want to put it under a particular category, okay, maybe you want to put it under, okay, under dressing, depending on what it's all about. You want to add some tags about the post, you can do that. So once you are done, then you can go ahead and publish. So it's pretty much simple to create a blog post on your e-commerce website. All right, so that is it on how to create a blog post. So the next thing we want to look at, so if you want to exit out of this, so just click on this logo here. We are back here. All right, so the next thing now is how to add users. Now remember that as I'm accessing the website now, so you can come over to users and then you click on all user. So maybe you want to give someone else access to the back end of the website. Okay, so this is where you are going to do it. Maybe, for example, you are the owner of the website, you want someone else to help you manage the website, okay, and you want to give them access. So that's Come over to users, so you can see add user. So this is where you're going to create their username, their email. You put in their email. These two are required. You can put their first name, and then you set your password. Okay, then you set your role. Okay, what role do you want to give them? Administrator is the highest role. As an administrator, they have the same rights as you also. Okay, so select administrator if you want to give them, or editor, or author, or contributor. So depending on what role you want to give them, and then you click on add users. Okay, with that they'll be able to have access to the website. To the back end of the website rather. Okay, so that is it on creating a user. So let me just leave it. The next thing we want to do is to open our website in a new browser, in a new tab, create an account and try to make a purchase and see if everything is working fine. However, before we do that, I also want to share this with you. If you are working on a website and you are trying to make certain changes and see that the changes is not taking effect, so what you do is you come over to this plugin, Lightspeed Cache. So if the plugin is not installed, you can just go through the same process, plugins, install plugin. So Lightspeed Cache, but by default, if you are using Hostinja, the hosting that I'm recommending, the plugin will be automatically added when you install WordPress. Okay, so Lightspeed Cache. So you come over to presets, and then you choose this advanced, which is the recommended one. So just click on apply presets. Okay, so it's just straightforward like that. Once this has been applied, just go back and try it again, or just go and refresh that particular page that you are making some changes to and is not really reflecting, and see if it will work. Okay, so that is how to fix that. So now what I want to do next is I want to open the website in a different browser now. So I'm currently on another browser, so you can see it now. This is the website that we have now. So what I want to do is to create an account and try to make a purchase, so that to be sure that everything is working fine. So to start with creating the account, so I can just go ahead and click on this icon here, which is my account. So you can see if you have an account already, you can go ahead and log in, or you enter your password. So I want to create an account, so I'll just put in an email here. So I click on register. So a link will be sent to you can see your account with Prosper Fashion is using a temporary password. We email a link to change your password. So what I'll just do is now to go over to my email, so I can just set that password. So I'll just do that. So now this is the email, and you can see that the email was actually sent to spam. So you can see it here, it was sent to spam. So I'll show you how to fix that real quick. So let me just go ahead and copy the link so that I can just create the password. Okay, so if you're having the issue of your emails going to spam, I'll show you how to fix it in a minute. So now I can go ahead and put in a password. So let me just put in something and then save. All right, so I already have an account now. So you can see here, so you can see the wish list, the compare, and then the account details and every other thing. So now let me go ahead and maybe do as if I want to make a purchase. Okay, so let's say I want to purchase this item. I go ahead and add this to cart. Okay, added this to cart. Then let me look for this. Maybe this also, I want to add it to cart. So you can see it has already been added to cart. All right, so okay, this I need to select the color button. All right, so add to carts. Okay, so I have two items in cart now. So for me to check out, I can view cart, or I can just go ahead and click on checkout. So now I will need to fill in my name, last name, and then this is optional, country, region, and then all of this information. Okay, so this is the billing information that I will need to provide. So let me go ahead and fill in all this information. So while filling it, you can see here, ship to a different address. So if you want to ship to a different address, you check this option, and then your shipping address, we will need to enter your shipping address. Okay, but I want to just maintain the same shipping and billing address. So you can see we want to put notes here. All right, so now let me come over here. This is where you are going to put in your card details. So, but remember that while setting this up, I only walk you through the process of doing that. Okay, so I didn't really I didn't really add Stripe. Okay, but I walk you through the process. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to use a coupon. Remember the coupon we created earlier? So that's 100 off. So apply coupon. All right, so now you can see that the coupon has been applied, but the coupon did not apply to the shipping. Okay, so I still need to pay shipping. I remember that when we are setting shipping, we set the flat rate to be $3. per item, and we have 2 items here, so that's why we are having $6. Now the coupon did not cover the shipping. Now let me show you how to fix that in case there's a particular option we have to choose there. So for us to fix that, now we have to come over here to WooCommerce, come over to settings, we'll come over to shipping. All right, so since the shipping is to Nigeria, so I'll click on edit. All right, so for the free shipping part, I'll come over here and click on edit. So for this now, I'm going to choose minimum order or coupon. So that means they get the free shipping either when they make a minimum order of $300 or they are using a coupon. Okay, so I click on save. So that has been done. So I go back to the back end. So now let me put in that again, apply coupon. Okay, so you can see, so the free shipping has been applied. Okay, so we can go ahead and place an order. So if I click on place order, all right, so you can see, so thanks, your order has been placed. So that's how it works. We've been able to place an order. Now, all things being equal, I'm supposed to receive an email as the buyer. Okay, so you can see it here. I'm supposed to receive an email, and the store owner is also to receive an email. So let me confirm that I didn't. Okay, all right. So you can see the order has been received. All right. So thank you. Your order has been received. So you can see I received an email. This is the email that your buyers are going to receive. Okay. Then let me also check as a store owner to see if I'm going to receive an email. So after checking it, I noticed that the email was actually sent to spam. Okay, so how do you fix this now? So let me walk you through. Okay, so this should be the last part of this video. So for you to fix the issue with your emails going to spam, okay, or maybe your customer's email going to spam, or if you are not receiving emails at all, this is what you should do. Now go back to your hosting. So once you are logged in into your hosting account, so you come over to emails. So this will also help you if you have to create a custom emails. So you can see, you see an option here to create a field email, free email. So then it asks to select a domain. That means if you have a domain there, if you have a list of other domains, you to show up. But if you have only one, you can just go ahead and select it. Then you click on confirm. So if you ask to select a plan, just go with the free plan. Okay, so click on get started. All right, so this is where you are going to put the initial, this is what I was mentioning earlier. So you can have this as probably even be info@gazegpt.com, or maybe order at gazegpt.com. So that's how it works. Okay, so then you put in a password, and then you put in your recovery email, so that in case you forget your password and you want to reset your password, you put it here, and then you click on create an account. So let me quickly do that. So I click on create accounts. All right, so with this now, I've created a custom email. So this is just how to create custom emails, okay? But we are going to need this for us to fix issue of email going to spam. Now you can then go ahead and click here, access webmail. Now take note of this link. This is the link you're going to be using to open the Gmail. The custom email rather, hosting.titan.email/mail. So while that is opening up, all right, so I need to log in again. All right, so I've gone ahead to log in. So once you create your custom emails, you're going to be seeing all of this. Just do make sure you attend to them. You put in your logo, you put in a display name. Since you are using it for, for your e-commerce, you can put the name of your e-commerce here. All right, so let me just put this as Prosper Fashion. All right, so you go ahead, you can use your logo here or your image. Okay, so just make sure you do all of this, but I'll just be skipping it. If you want to put a signature, it's free to do this. You can also put it. All right, so what the information we actually need is come over to these settings, then you scroll down to configure third-party apps. So while that is loaded up, you come back to the back end of your website, you come over to plugins, and then you click on add plugin. Now the plugin that you want to add is called WP Mail SMPT. So WP Mail, so this is it here. So this is the plugin. So go ahead and install this plugin and activate. All right, so just click on let's get started. Now it's ask you to choose your SMPT server. So just click on order SMPT, click on save and continue. All right. So now it's asking you for your SMPT host. So for the encryption, you can just select TSL. Okay. For the encryption host, so this is the information that we need here. So for the host now, you're going to copy this smpt.titan.email. So let me copy this, and then I'll paste it here. Now for the ports, for the SMPT ports, so this is it, this is the port here, 465. Let's see, 465. So 465, 465. All right. So for the authentication, so what this authentication means, you're going to put in the custom email and the password. Okay. .com. And then you go ahead and put in the password that you use to create this email. Okay, the password you inputted when creating this email. So let me do that. So once that is done, if you want to change your from email, maybe you want to use your custom email too to be your from email. So let me also do that. Okay. So with that, then just go ahead and click on save and continue. All right, so these are just some other pro features that you don't need. So just go ahead and click on save and continue. All right, so these are some other things. Okay, so just save and continue. You can also skip. All right, so we don't need this. You can also skip this. Okay, so checking mailer configuration. Okay, we are running some tests in background to make sure everything is set up properly. You just don't worry, everything is set up properly. So with this setup now, once you are to send an email or a client or a customer is to receive an email, the email will definitely go to inbox. It won't go to spam anymore. Okay, so I would have loved to do another test order, but I believe everything will work fine that way. Okay, so with that, guys, we've been able to cover a lot in this video. I don't believe this is a pretty long one. So we looked at the intro, we looked at web hosting, how to do all the settings, add products, analytics, the home page to customize. We also went through the menu, the widget, we made a test order. All right. So before I round up, okay, after once there's an order on your website, okay, so let's go to the back end of the website now. So let me go to the dashboard. Remember now we already have one order. Now if you come over to analytics, okay, so under analytics, now all this will start to make sense now. So let me close all of this. We don't need this. And then we don't need this. So if you look at the revenue, the order, category, coupon, tax, and everything, now all these things will start to make sense. You can see now we already have one order, product sold, 2, variation sold, 1. Okay, so you can see now everything here will start to make sense. Items sold, you can see the items that sold. All right. So the net sales is 0. That's because we use coupon. Number of order, 1. Items sold, 2. So you can see that all your analytics will start to make sense once you start making sales. Okay, so with that, guys, I hope you really find a lot of you learned a lot in this video. If you do, please give the video a thumbs up. I hope you really learned a lot. I've tried as much as possible to cover everything that you might need to know as long as creating this e-commerce website is concerned. So if you still have any question or any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Okay, and I'll also leave the link to all the information that you need in the description of this video, and you also check out the hosting. Don't forget to use the link showing on your screen, akprosperblog.com/hosting, so that you can take advantage of the discount on hosting. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. In case you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Okay, and also make sure you check out the channel for other helpful tutorial. Subscribe if you are yet to, so that you can get notified of future videos. All right, so my name is Prosper. With that, I'll see you all in another video. Bye for now.